This is the X&C Podcast, your Xbox newscast, featuring Colteastwood and Mag, hosting industry interviews and gaming talk live on YouTube every Monday night at 5 p.m. on the West Coast, 8 p.m. on the East Coast. For all of you listening around the world, X&C Podcast is available on demand on Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. Welcome to the show. Join the chat, hit the like button, and let's get into this week's topics with the Xbox newscast. Whoops. Dang it. There we go. Welcome to the X&C Podcast. I am your host, Colteastwood, and I'm here with my good friend Maggie from the X&C Podcast. Hold on. For some reason, you're locked up, but there we go.
No, it's Meg. It's Meg tonight.
Oh, it's Meg? Okay.
Yes, it's Meg. And well, hey, listen, man. If the Iron Lords can do it, we can do it, all right? That's the way I look at it right now. So that's how we're going to roll with this, and that's how we're going to move forward. All right? Iron Lords does it, we can do it.
Yeah.
If we can do it, they can do it.
If you can wear a dress, I'll wear a dress.
What's up, Alex?
And I'll wear a beautiful wig. You know how long it took me to dye my hair like this?
All right, sounds good. Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know how long it took me to grow this hair before the show? I was bald literally yesterday. And now all of a sudden I've got these beautiful
gosh,
yeah,
dang it.
Exactly.
I know it's wrong. Hold
See,
on.
Brandon Christensen already. He says, I was so taken by Mag, I didn't notice the blue hair. That's right.
There we go. Gosh dang it. Hold on. I keep messing everything up. Sorry. I was yeah, there we go. I think everything's back to normal now. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so welcome to the X&C Podcast. I'm so out of sorts right now. I didn't even do mic checks. Say something again, Mag.
Say something again, Mag.
There you go. Meg, I mean. Or as I call you, Maggie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No, it's Meg.
So what happened was, look at these glasses.
MEGG. See, my name is Meg now. It's middle-aged estrogen. It's middle-aged estrogen game guy now. Okay. And if anybody's wondering, my name is Ma'am. I was the guy from GameStop. You remember that guy at GameStop? That was actually me.
I'm sorry, sir.
So,
I didn't mean to. Yeah. I mean, I put this wig on.
Ma'am.
I was instantly attracted to myself, and then once I saw Mag, I knew it was love at first sight. But yeah, this Marvel's like, why is this happening?
Of course. I mean,
we just thought we'd have a little fun. We were watching. So I tried to put my glasses on, but I'm also wearing contacts, so I'm getting like 4D vision. I can see into the future. Meg and I were on the phone yesterday.
When is Forza 6 arriving then?
Yeah, Forza 6. Yeah, it's going to be in Tokyo, like I've been saying for 9 years. We'll get into that. We got a ton of topics to talk about. Meg and I will de-trown a little bit, or I mean de-wig, as it were, in a minute. But it's been a crazy week. A bunch of Gamescom news that's a few days old.
Folks. Okay, I can't wear this forever. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I want to thank everybody who's watching the show.
I'm going to talk about that. And
let's get this crap off. There, just so you guys know that Mag and I
sounds good.
Mag and I are in touch with our masculine sides as almost as much as our feminine sides, but we appreciate you so much.
Obviously.
Right. Literal Table says I look like Maya from Borderlands 2. Thank you. That's a nice compliment.
Oh, wow.
What is Mag looks like he's on the Swiss Miss Cocoa package.
Well, I was actually a roadie for ABBA back in the 70s, and this is what I looked like back then. So yeah, I was doing that. But anyways, yeah, it is an upgrade kit. I know. It's an upgrade.
I mean, we do what we can for the X&C
gaming
podcast.
News to talk about this week. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
yes, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Iron Storm. Iron Storm is right. He's like, it brings out my eyes. The hair brings out my eyes and my beautiful blue eyes. I'm going for my Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars look. You know, from that video. You know, what the hell is that called? If I Die Alone or whatever the hell song.
Die with a Smile.
Good song.
Very good song.
Die with a Smile. There you go.
Yeah.
I wrote a new song called Die in My Arms. While I strangle you. But anyways, Lady Gaga did not want to sing that song. But.
Maggie, or as I call her, we were talking on the phone yesterday about the Iron Lords wearing wigs and dressing up in weird costumes so they can earn money to go to Tokyo Game Show. And I don't know, you're just like,
Yes.
let's dress like beautiful women at the first part of the show. I can't do it though. I don't know. I'm just not good at it.
Well, been doing it for camera, so this is how I walk around the house. This is how it goes down. Alex, if you're out there watching, you want to see what a real man looks like, it's right here, Banana Boy. It's right here.
Mag, can you do me a favor? Can you close out of Discord completely and come back in? If that doesn't work, because it's
Yes.
bodying a little bit. If that doesn't work, I'll have you restart your PC. I'm going to look and make sure that my stuff is running, but you're just a little bit choppy here. Looks like mine's working all right. Yeah, just back out and go down to the system tray and make sure Discord closed. Discord's a pain, guys, but we appreciate it making it possible for us to bring the show to you.
Problem.
But I'll have Mag do that, and then I'll wait for him to come back in. Let's see. There we go. Oh, look at these bright, beautiful eyes. We've got a lot to talk about. Before we do that, I want to give a shout out to the awesome channel members: KJ Wars, Biff Rinaldi, Rippin' One, Happy Bomb, Professor Chaos, Grandpa Barbecue, Game Cat, Phantom B, our Patreons, KY Bob. Where's this listing? I'm going to get all of this here. You guys are amazing. KY Bob, Pushing Polygons, Hargeet Chani, Zimic, Farscape, Game Seeker, Assassin Lupa, Decatron, Jazzy Newtbox, Happy Bomb, Jason Lewan, Lord Senator, William Riggs, Tricks for Trey, Jason Lewan, Molten Pandora 24, Eris, EMS, KY Bob, Matt Burns, Yudani Kizana, Suicide King, Assassin Lupa, Robert Jackson, Dante Moody, Septic Sauce, V Simcoe, Assassin, Hargeet Chani, Risk It, Red Wolf, Trail Roberts, Meat Puppet, Rippin', Fire 71, VMAX, Sith Lord, B Martin, Lilulu, Dead Time, KJ Wars, Biff Rinaldi, some of these I just read a minute ago, Matt Barrios, or Decatron, Jimmy Cooks, Joshua Gladden, Andy Hart, Kirk Adams, Brew, R Hoodwood, Molten Pandora, Donut, Red Rooster Boss, Eli Zapp, Emperor Hound 393, Ice Cold Nerds and Other Legends, Capono and Crispy Nuggets. Thank you everybody for everything you do. We're going to cover some news, the most important impactful stuff from Gamescom 2025, which wrapped, some stuff I completely got wrong, some stuff that we kind of got right, and some breaking news that is coming to the platforms. A little bit about the fans freaking out about what's good and what isn't good. There is a lot to cover while we wait for Mag to come back to life there with the internet. We appreciate everybody. We also appreciate great channel mods like Happy Bomb, Udana Kizada, and KY Bob is also here holding down the fort, making sure everything is good. And Magnum says, where's Mag? He's just restarting stuff. Hopefully he comes back bald as ever. But yeah, we appreciate everybody so much. And my good friend Dark CMF, Tim, in the chat, who I got to hang out with in 2022 at the Xbox Showcase. So let's see what we've got on the listing of stuff here. Crud. Yeah. So a lot of the stuff we're going to talk about today has to do with Gamescom, which kicked off on Tuesday, the day after we did the show last week, with opening night live and a lot of stuff. And I want to break down some of those things with Mag. Before we do that, I want to talk about what I've been playing. I've played a little bit of Mafia: The Old Country. I've completely set it down because I've been playing other things. I'm still playing a ton of Starfield. I don't know what happened. I got bit by the bug. Thanks to talking to Red Wolf and Dante. Dante and I have been playing the game in party chat and talking. And as I'll stay spoiler free, but if you get to the end of the game, you can go into a new game plus, and it kind of continues on, sort of, with a random dice roll. And I don't know, I can't remember if I told this story. I might have told this story on KY Bob's show, but I was running through the game and I got the... You come to the lodge where Constellation, where all the main characters are, and I got there and there's just a bunch of kids there. There's like 5 kids and there's no Constellation members. And they're like, oh, they all left out into space and they're not going to be here. And so Dante's like, you got to go through the game again. You can't live in that forever universe because the characters from the main campaign aren't even there. So I had to go run through all the way the game, killing all these enemies and going through and doing the whole thing. If you haven't done the game, I won't spoil it. But I finally come out the other side, and Constellation's there, Sarah Morgan, Mateo, Walter, all those people. And I know there's people that may not love Starfield, but I fell back in love with it after having such a problem with things. And Sarah Morgan's talking to my character. My character turns and says, "You?" And so I am in the Forever universe with my clone. My clone is my companion. It's really, really fun. I've also been playing around with Red Dead Redemption and Grounded 2, and it's been a really good time. Let's see here. Dante also sent me a text. Something about Starfield. Yeah, Dante, if you're listening, we got to talk about Starfield. Thanks, everybody. KY Bob, thank you so much for sending 5 channel memberships. We appreciate you. Let me make sure that, Mag's still not quite back. That's weird. When I look at Discord, it's like cranking. Wait, there he is. All right. Boop. There it is.
I'm sitting here.
There you are. I was waiting for you to say something.
Something's wrong with Discord, man. It's Oh, I was just sitting here. Yeah, no, I was letting it talk.
Oh, okay.
No, there's something up with Discord. It's bugging out like crazy. So I don't know what the heck's going on. I hope it's fixed now, or at least somewhat. Whatever. But I'm even looking at the YouTube, so I'm watching the YouTube replay on another screen, and it just keeps freezing.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, we had Paris on, remember, and it just kept acting up on him until he left it and came back. But I guess if that doesn't work, you could restart your computer. But I mean, who knows? I mean, the show will go on. We'll just go through it. BT Maverick, thanks for the $5 super. Says, Mag, are you looking forward to playing GTA 6 on your PlayStation Portal? Is he frozen? Oh, there we go.
Maybe if I'm doing a couple side missions or something for fun, I might do that. But no, for the most part, to be playing it on the TV, not my TV, excuse me, on my monitor. So I'll be doing that.
Yeah, on the big screen.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
dang Discord. Yeah, we're going to talk about the portal and the ROG Ally and stuff a little bit later. That always seems to come up.
We don't know what the hell's...
We don't... Meg, the Frozen Man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. Yeah. Lotus Esprit, thank you so much for gifting 5 channel memberships. You don't know... But, I mean... You could restart your computer. It'd only take 3 minutes, and then just jump in and start talking when you get back in, I guess.
I'll try it again, but like I'm looking at everything here. My numbers are like through the roof. Like I got everything blazing over here.
All right, let me try. We'll both leave Discord. The show will still be going.
Like I'm watching the YouTube, the YouTube replay.
Yeah, and you're like locked up. I'm gonna leave the room and then I'll come back in.
I'll restart it.
Okay. You should still be able to hear me. Let me see if I do that. Check microphone check. Yeah, you should still be able to hear me if I do that. So let me go. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to run a show. Where is the solo? Okay. Let me make sure that this is still good while I restart everything. Yep. Okay. Hold on. We will get to the show in just a second. I just want to make sure that as a host, I'm doing everything I can to make sure that you guys have an enjoyable show and Mag can be heard and all that stuff, because it's really annoying. Okay, Discord is shut down and I'll restart it, and that should be a pretty quick fix here. Call tech support kit says, appreciate you. KY Bob, thank you so much for the $2 super chat, and thanks to Lotus Esprit for gifting 5 channel memberships. Appreciate your support as always. KY Bob says tomorrow is nuts. We get Gears Reloaded and Metal Gear Delta and Helldivers 2, he says. The games are pouring in. All right, let me go back into our room here in the background. Gosh, I remember the days of when all I had to do was just be on a show and I didn't have to run all this stuff. And once I started up my podcast in 2021, it was a nerve-wracking thing. So let me see if what I'm going to do is, I know it won't look as professional, but I'm going to go back to where Mag will be blank until he pops in. There we go. And then when he's in, we'll be ready to rock. Okay, let's see. You guys are awesome. BMac, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Says, it's BMac. What are we dressing up for? What's the goal? The Iron Lords are dressing up to get to go to Tokyo Game Show. We're not doing anything like that, but we thought we'd have some fun because we made a joke with our mutual Gaz Septic Sauce. He was like, what are they doing? Why are they wearing dresses and wigs? And I'm like, well, now we're going to do it. We're going to wear wigs and... we're just going to be annoying as well. Just going to annoy Gaz. Tim, Dark CMF, thank you so much for the 5, says, Mag Headroom has hindered the chat. Max Headroom. If you're from the 80s and 90s, you know who that is. I already covered what I was playing, so I don't know if we'll cover that by the time Mag comes back, but restarting a PC is a whole thing. Let's talk about something kind of... Rod Furgesson left Blizzard, and he had left the Coalition a few years ago, and now he's left Blizzard to go head up Bioshock 4, which is in kind of development turmoil. Recently, they cut 30% of their employees that are working on Bioshock 4. I know that blue number is in the chat, is one of the many friends of mine that are really looking forward to, I got to close that thing here, really looking forward to the next Bioshock game. So, yeah, I'm hoping that he does a great job with that. All right, Mag, you're back. I don't know what else we can do other than, nothing. But let me make sure everything's good. He's frozen.
Yeah.
You're back? I can hear you.
Like everything is... Yeah. It's wild.
Yeah, I don't know what
I don't know what's
say.
going on. Like, even like I said, I'm trying to watch on YouTube.
I'm trying to think of,
and even that, it's choppy and full tilt. I got fiber optic here,
right?
And this thing is just cranking.
Yeah, I don't know what that could be. Like just a hang up with Discord. You connecting to Discord, but I'm like, there's no other way for me to like get on a video call with you and get that all up there. But yeah, Rushfan says, are you guys getting storms? I mean, if his internet says it's good, I mean, mine says it's running fine as well. We were running tests before we started the show, so I don't know. You should reset your router, but I don't know what that entails. You need an IT professional for that.
No. Yeah. And I've checked all my devices.
Did you power off your internet?
Oh, I could do that. No, it takes me 2 seconds to do that. I just have to be gone again, but I could do it. No. I just reset the PC again.
Go power off your
all right.
Your router, and then it'll take like 10 minutes to boot back up fully, and I'll just wait right here. So, otherwise, I mean, sorry guys.
All right, you guys do the show without me. I'll be back in a bit.
All right, thank you, Mag. Yeah, Mag won't be able to like properly talk to you guys if he's coming across that way. So, yeah, who knows? All right. Thank you so much, Red Wolf, for the super with the $2. He goes, Cole, are you going to try Metal Gear Solid and Bloodlines 2? Let's talk about Metal Gear Solid Delta, long-awaited remake in Unreal Engine 5 of a game, I think, that found its life on the PlayStation Portal, maybe? Not PlayStation Portal, the PlayStation PSP. I don't know. I don't know everything about Metal Gear, but not getting a good reception. The game comes out on the 28th. Digital Foundry and other people spoke up about it. John Linneman was trying to explain to people the difference of games that don't run correctly when they come out. Metal Gear is running at around 40 to 50 frames. It just doesn't hold a steady frame rate, which makes gameplay a bit unenjoyable. And so I'm going to see if I can find this here. Actually, that's probably buried, but there was a user on social media on Twitter that said, I don't know why everyone's whining about games if they don't run right. It's like, just enjoy your game and quit whining. And John Linneman of Digital Foundry said, can be really difficult to enjoy a game when it's not running properly. And if the frame rate's all over the place, it's kind of like with the show. If Mag isn't coming through clear and if he's choppy, it's hard to enjoy what he's trying to say. So, I think one of the problems we're getting with the games industry right now is that developers are being pushed by the publishers to put the games out immediately instead of waiting for them to be finished and fixed. So, no, I'm not interested in that game. And with its performance issues, I heard even on PC, it's got problems. It's good to wait. If you're getting an analysis this early and it's got problems, it'd be a good idea to wait on spending your money to let the publishers know we will wait until a game is looking and running the way that it's supposed to. So, yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Red Wolf. But Bloodlines 2 is the Vampires Masquerade Bloodlines 2. He's a big fan of this franchise, and I think it looks pretty interesting. I remember when it was shown like 3-4 years ago, its showing looked better than Redfall at the time. And so when we didn't know what Redfall was going to look like, back when Redfall was just a pre-rendered cutscene, I think I was using that game's trailer to show what Redfall would be like. And so if that's the same game, Red, then yes, I would like to play it. Do you know the Broke Boy Insider? Thank you so much for gifting a code. Where was it for? Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Man, you guys are awesome in the chat. Thank you so much. He gifted a code for Fear, the Ultimate Shooter Edition. Probably, it looks like on Xbox. Thank you so much for doing that. He also says, with the $5 super, said, dang, that Series S is screwing with Mag's internet. Or wait, it is because of Game Pass. Yeah, I saw a YouTuber that said he talked to 20 different developers, from small indie developers to larger AAA studios, that said Series S is not a problem. We're far into the generation. The Series S is a thing. Every game runs on it. So I don't know. It's just one of those arguments we're having. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. What's up to DeMarco Dude in the chat? Check out his channel. He streams on Thursdays. He says it's probably Todd Howard's fault. Mag's internet is wonky. DeMarco Dude is a staunch non-supporter of Starfield, and I was playing just before the show went up, building an outpost in front of a gas giant, and I'm loving the game. Sometimes you just kind of hang back and play your happy, feel-good game. So, yeah, I appreciate you on that one. Anyway, we're talking about Rod Furgesson in Bioshock 4. I'm really concerned about, can a non-Ken Levine team put out a really great Bioshock? You've got great mechanics. You got magic in one hand, firearm in the other. The settings are always really cool. But is that magic going to be there when somebody else takes over without the great creative? I don't know. But Rod Furgesson worked on, I think he left Epic Games, who were working on Gears. He left after, I think, Judgment to work on Bioshock Infinite, the one in the clouds. And I love that game. So hopefully Rod Furgesson can bring that magic back to Bioshock so we can have that game. Starting tomorrow, Gears Reloaded and Helldivers 2 are coming to Xbox and PlayStation. And the Xbox account, Xbox UK and the Xbox international account on Twitter said, celebrated the love of democracy with the two soldiers shaking hands, and put out this we're together, the console war is over type tweet. And some of the people I know are really angry that Xbox and PlayStation are kumbaya with this whole console war thing. Console war's over. Let's put our games on other platforms. Let everybody play games. Is this a problem for you guys? Do you hate to see PlayStation and Xbox being chummy? Because I've always seen over the past 10 years, Xbox or Phil or Aaron Greenberg will say, oh, congratulations to PlayStation on launching another great game from one of their studios. And you'll never hear that from PlayStation. PlayStation always kept really quiet when Xbox put out a game. Now, Xbox games are going to PlayStation and vice versa. And you've got Helldivers and Arrowhead Studios and PlayStation's own account, their own website saying, come buy this game on Xbox. it's an unprecedented time. And I felt like for a long time, especially over the past year or two, or maybe even in the beginning of the generation, that the exclusive war has really dissolved away. And some of my friends feel, here's a question for all you. Do you believe that exclusivity, I think Mag might be on his way back in here. Do you believe that exclusivity is, oh, look at that. Look at that. You are clear. Yes. Say something. That's it.
Say something. What the hell?
Maybe that was it.
I don't understand.
It's maybe there's, there's just a gremlin in the router and it needs to be flushed. I mean, nobody knows why the IT goes, the IT guy will go, did you shut it off and turn it back on again?
Yeah, no kidding, right? Yeah, it's
good.
ridiculous. I don't know. Well, it seems like I'm good. I'm even looking at the other screen. Everything is fine. So yeah, it's I'm not Happy Bob. I'm not a robot anymore. But no, it's crazy. I don't know what the hell that was.
But you are a pony
started
bot.
The router, the whole 9 yards. I'm a pony bot. 100%. I'm a pony bot. And I had all those those little things. Those what the hell are they called? Those modules you plug in the wall. Like those things to boost signal or whatever.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about that offline because I need those. Yeah.
Oh no, dude, I got them from Bell and they're amazing. I got like half a dozen of them, and it boosts even more. So like as a fiber optic.
Oh, there we go. I don't even know anymore. Hold on. Did it really? We need to send a signal. Send one over to Saturn, bounce it back, over. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It hung up there for a minute. Maybe it just hates us. I don't know.
Someone else in the chat was saying the same thing. It was like, it was just saying that Discord was causing him problems too. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Danny goes, I spoke too soon. Yeah, we'll work it out. Whatever. Maybe it'll just kind of go away. But
it might fix itself. Like my stream a couple days ago. Jesus.
Yeah, and that sucks. Like you go live, you've got people watching, and just there's nothing you can do. It's like in Forrest Gump when he's giving the speech, and the guy like starts yanking all the wires out. Put it back in. We were talking about Gears and Helldivers, and one of my friends, who shall be nameless, was really angry that PlayStation and Xbox are playing nice, and that the console war is like coming to a full stop. And you as a multi-platform owner like me, like what's your opinion on these people who are like pining for the days of when we used to fight tooth and nail?
Well, I gave up on fighting people. I'm done with all that. I'm not going to fight with people and argue online. I see it, and it's so exhausting now that I literally just skip over it. And I'm just like, ugh, I don't even want to hear this conversation. On Twitter, I just roll to something else. As for playing nice, I don't think that they're playing nice. I think that they're playing nice for financial gain for the two of them, and that's all there is to it. I don't think they're going to be playing nice. Because at the end of the day, I don't think so. I don't think Sony's playing nice with Microsoft at all. The stipulations around the Helldivers going to Xbox was fairly similar to the negotiations, not the fact, ladies and gentlemen. The negotiations about Returnal is the same idea. And again, like I said, none of it's concrete. It's just something that are being talked about. And that's, when we talked about that last week, but apparently with Helldivers, it was pretty close to the same situation where it heavily favored Sony in that respect. But, we're not going to get into that because I don't need to upset any more people because, people lost their damn minds last week when that went down. But anyways, here we are. We're talking about it. What I think it's more important is that as gamers, and I think that we should care more about that, not the multi-trillion-dollar corporation and the multi-billion-dollar corporation. Yeah. I think that we should be focusing on the fact that us as gamers have access to fun. And therefore, you're going to have PlayStation guys now finally have access to Gears of War, and Xbox players have access to Helldivers. This is a wonderful thing for everybody. And I think that that's great because you're going to get more gamers together. I told you what happened last week, dude. I said it right here on this show, and of course I said it on Magcast on Wednesday, where I said the same thing, and I'm like, how awesome it was to play Battlefield 6 beta, and I had like my squad of 4, right? I had one guy on Xbox, one guy on Xbox, one guy on PC, 2 people on PlayStation. And I'm like, that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like, and then nobody was caring about, no one was on the mic going, Pony. No one was on the mic going, Xbot. No one was doing it, PC Master Douche. No one was saying any of that stuff. Everybody was like, all right, dude, I'm going up to the roof. I'm going to go check out over there. You flank from the left because this idiot's inside that building. I know he's in there and whatever. I'm like, all right, dude, let's do it. And then it all melted away. We were just gamers having a good time. And that's all I care about. Like, for example, when I start playing Helldivers, I'm not going to be able to play tomorrow. I'm out of town tomorrow for one day again. So I got to wait till Wednesday. But I will start Wednesday morning. I will be playing both games. I'm going to be going back and forth between the two. And I'm telling you, man, I don't care if you're on Xbox or PlayStation. Let's just play games and have a great time. Well, so for us as gamers on the ground level, that's all we should care about.
Yeah, you should care about that and how your money works when it comes to spending it on gaming. But what about this argument that competition breeds exclusivity breeds competition, and competition breeds creativity and excellence? One of my friends argues that, you know, Naughty Dog and Sony Santa Monica and the Coalition are making the best game possible because they're serving the console exclusivity. Right. I don't know. I don't want to lean heavily biased in one direction, but my opinion definitely leans one direction on that. But other people said that if you remove the competition, these studios won't be competing for your money in the same way. But what's your opinion on that?
You know, I talked about this story a long time ago where I went from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation. By the way, risk it for the biscuit. You finally crawled out of the kangaroo pouch. You haven't been here in like 6 months. I'm not ready to welcome you back, as a matter of fact. I'm offended you're here, actually. I'm upset. Hi, Risk It. How you doing, buddy? It's been a while, scumbag. Anyhow, when I had a PlayStation 1 and a PlayStation 2, and then Xbox came out, I had no interest in Xbox. None. Zero. I was busy with PlayStation 2. I was playing God of War, the original ones, right? And all that kind of jazz and all those other games. Pandemonium, if everyone remembers Pandemonium. Fantastic game, right? Anyways, the point is, I was sitting down watching football, watching the epic Buffalo Bills, of course. And a commercial comes on. And I see these zombies. I see a shopping mall. I go, that looks like Dawn of the Dead. What the hell is this? And I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. What is this? And it said Dead Rising only on the Xbox 360. That very afternoon, I bought an Xbox 360 because I knew that I needed to play that game. So for me, there is weight to having some form of exclusivity. That there's still a point of, there's a product and I need that vehicle in order to play that product, right? So it's just like, and that's the way I've always felt about it. And that is how I got into the Xbox ecosystem, was from an exclusive. And I'm sure other people in the chat and other people listening later, I'm sure that Halo did that for them, for the Xbox community.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, you're talking 15 to 18 years ago, sure.
Right, but you got 20 years of loyalty out of people. You see what I'm getting at?
I mean,
like,
they didn't even
got
make
in that ecosystem,
but they didn't make something like Dead Rising. You know, most of Xbox 360's exclusive were not made by their studios. Half of those IPs Halo, they never even owned. They didn't own Epic Games Studio. They didn't own Playground, who made Forza. They didn't own. Yeah, they did own Bungie, right?
They didn't own Bungie when they released the first Halo. No.
Yeah.
No, not when they first started. I thought Halo was made by Bungie, but not they bought them afterwards. But either way, the point was it was accessible on the Xbox. And from that, you had fans that got so hooked onto that. And then, of course, you're in the ecosystem now, and people are enjoying it. And they started making friends and this and that. You got 20 years of loyalty out of people, or 25 years, I should say, of loyalty out of fans because they wanted to get that product in that specific place. On the PlayStation side, same thing. You had your God of Wars and the PS2. You had Grand Theft Autos were not available on Xbox until a little bit later, right? And so wasn't it like the 360? Yeah. So like you were able to get them. You got them on the Resident Evil 4 on the GameCube. You couldn't play it anywhere else for a long time.
I'm trying to remember what year Vice City came out and 3. The Xbox was so
remember.
new. I think it took a little while for them to get ports.
Right.
And when they did, they were
so
nicer looking than the PS2, if I remember right.
They were.
Yeah.
They were. Yes, they were. But there is an argument for that. You see what I'm getting at? Like, there is still an argument for that. That's how you got people into that ecosystem. Now, the thing is, fast forward to today, the way that you're going to get people into an ecosystem, like let's say Sony keeps doing their business the way they are doing, and they can handpick, this game, we'll go over there, or we'll put it multi-platform or whatever. Marathon will be over there, and who knows what else, right? We're not really sure. However, that being said, I think what's going to be the new exclusive, so to speak, is going to be the service part of it. And if you have an attractive service on your ecosystem, that is what's going to drive traffic to your console, or from now on, or at least from your ecosystem, whether you let's say specifically Xbox and PlayStation. So I think now the new exclusivity is going to be who offers the better service for the customer. So like when you got Xbox, for example, they've got Game Pass. That's very attractive for a lot of people who are, especially if they're, they're watching their money, or they're very prudent on how they spend their money. Hey, that might be the better option for you there. Or if you want whatever on PlayStation, they got PS Plus, whatever, they got that over there. But we have these banger exclusives that you won't be able to play anywhere else. Okay, so that's a little bit attractive as well. I'm not really sure, but I'm thinking that if that is the case, because I still don't think that Sony's going full slate. I don't think that's happening. But either way, they will pick and choose.
Yeah.
They will still run a business. Nintendo, you're only going to be able to get Nintendo games on a Nintendo console. So if you want to play the new Donkey Kong, you have to buy a Switch too. So they're doing their thing. Yes.
I think there is more of a perception confirmation bias about exclusivity and the quality of games that are exclusive because of some pretty standout examples that would make that case for people. Risk for the Biscuit says exclusivity does breed competition between the platforms. Absolutely correct. They do, because if games are not on the other platform, people will have to spend money on that other platform. So you bring people over. He said, if you provide really good content, people will eventually come. The shift has slowed for sure. The difference in that the other half of what Risket is saying, he says, if you provide really good content, people will eventually come, is what we're seeing with Xbox. Their games aren't exclusive as much, not fully exclusive, but people are coming to the Xbox brand and the platform and those devices because of good content. My argument against everything that he said and what my friend says and what you're saying is, you are saying that these studios create the better product than anyone else because PlayStation says you have to make this game absolutely spectacular because we demand it to sell more consoles. Now, that sounds ridiculous when I put it that way, but think about Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog didn't say we need to make Uncharted 2 one of the best video games ever made so that PlayStation can sell more consoles. Absolutely not. Maybe in the background with the management that PlayStation told Naughty Dog, you're a PlayStation studio, you are a higher quality standard, you need to make the best game you could ever make. But it doesn't explain why some of the other games who are available to everyone that typically win Game of the Year are some of the best games we've ever played. Hazelight Studios behind It Takes Two and Split Fiction, they have no exclusivity, but that guy and his team want to make the best game they can make. Rockstar obviously makes the best games they can ever make, and they're available on all consoles. Some studios try and make the best game, like Ubisoft tries to make the best Assassin's Creed game they can ever make, and then they make something like Mirage, which is just passably decent or kind of good and not the best thing ever. The exclusivity breeds competition, relies solely on the selling of the console, and PlayStation and Xbox have pointedly told us over the last few years that the walled garden of consoles and monthly active users being the true measure of success, and that you don't need to sell a PlayStation console to win over the world. The PlayStation will be the dominant console next to Nintendo. Now, if I bring Nintendo into the mixture, like, why are Nintendo's games so good? Why are Zelda's games top bar all the time? Why are Super Mario Brothers games top bar? Is it because they're only available on PlayStation? The competition where Riskit nails it is, let me read it again. He said, exclusivity does breed competition between the platforms. If you can only play Mario or Zelda on a Nintendo, you will buy a Nintendo Switch. But it's unfortunate that some games or some studios make incredible things that are only available to one platform. And I can tell you, no, I can't tell you. I would guess, Mag, that if you ask these studios, what would you like to do? They would say, we want our masterpiece to go out to the world. But a lot of them are in a situation where they have to be exclusive to a platform. So, I don't know. I think people,
it's there's no clear answer here, because there's something I could counter argue here, is that, like, for example, you mentioned about, yes, the studios want these games out for everybody in the world to be able to access. Now, let's just take Sony's first party studios. The goal for Sony, not the studios, the goal for Sony is to get you to purchase the game so that purchase the console to play that game. So yes, you want that because they want you to. I know people say, oh, console sales don't matter. Yes, they do matter. And the reason why they matter is because now you're connected to their store. You're in their storefront. That's point. What they want. Yeah. They don't care about anything else. They don't care about, 90 million pieces of plastic versus this. Oh, it's pieces of plastic. No, it's not. It's 90 million people that have access to your storefront, because every time you turn that console on, the first thing you see is that blue square that says PlayStation Store, or in the Xbox's case, the Xbox App Store, or whatever the heck it's called, the Xbox Store. And that's what they want.
Bring in for Uncharted because you're going to buy Call of Duty and Borderlands and Assassin's Creed right there.
Because you're already there.
Yeah, good point.
That's what they want. So what they want is, it's not so much the walled garden is important, not because, we need to hold on to these. It's to buy their bloody box so that the next time you buy, a Cardi B skin, you're buying it on PlayStation or Xbox, or Steam or Nintendo. So that is where it comes from. And I agree with everybody who says, we shouldn't be arguing about who sells the more plastic. That's not what we're looking at. You got to look beyond that, and you have to realize that it's not about the plastic box. It's about the accessibility to the storefront. Now, Microsoft, on the other hand, has gone a different route. Their strategy is different, and I think that people have to differentiate between Microsoft and what Sony are doing. It's not the same thing. And I know some people are desperately hoping that Sony does the same thing that Microsoft does. They are not. They're two different businesses from two different parts of the world, and they're going to vary slightly. Even if there are similarities, there's still going to be varying differences in the two strategies. So, for example, Microsoft, they are not selling consoles, but they're getting more people in their ecosystem. Right? Because of what's going on with Game Pass and all these games that are coming out, their numbers are climbing on the Game Pass front, and people accessing, and even with the handhelds and everything else that are coming up, more people are accessing Xbox, and they're making more money. So they're not as concerned, but their hardware sales of the consoles are down, and they're continuously down. But I don't think Microsoft cares. Because if more people are in the ecosystem accessing Game Pass or the storefront, or anything else, they don't care if you're on PC or if you're on the ROG Ally or you're on the Steam Deck or the ROG Ally X and all this other stuff. They don't care where you are as long as you're accessing their storefront. So for them, it's a win in that respect. Sony still requires, because they have obviously they have a vast infrastructure in how they run their business. However, Sony still requires the hardware sales in order to push forward, and they're still going to be their business model. In order to do that, that's why you will not see Wolverine day one on PC and whatever else. It's going to come later on. They still need to sell those consoles.
They can do both.
Continue their business model. They can do both, Cole.
Yep.
But that's all I'm trying to say. So if they vary slightly, yes, there are similarities. You can draw the lines and say, okay, they are doing some things very similar. But at the end of the day, they're still two different businesses doing it two different ways. Nintendo, they're in their own world. I don't even put them in the conversation because we know their business model is cut and dry. You buy this and you only get it here, and that's it. That's it. There's no farting around with PC. You're not playing Mario on your 5090 at 786 frames per second. You're not doing it, right?
Which is weird because we all know that if Nintendo made, mainline ports for PlayStation and Xbox of their games, they'd sell 1 million of them, but maybe it would slow down their console sales. But we don't often bring Nintendo into an argument because it's like oil and water. It doesn't right? It doesn't really mix. Some of those same
no similarity.
Yeah.
Last generation, you could say that. Before Xbox started putting games on PC, you could say that Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft were all doing the same thing because they were, right? Buy the game here, play the game here. That's all there is to it. When they started releasing games day one on PC, that's when they started kind of shifting off a little bit, right?
Yeah,
and then Sony didn't do it until the next generation or whatever. And then they started doing that, so they started going in that direction. But then at the end of the day, they're still not going in the same trajectory. Microsoft is still going this way. Sony's still going that way. Yes, once in a while, they're going to meet in the middle, but not all the time. And so I think that if we just respect each other's their separate business models and choose as a customer what you want to do, that's entirely up to you. If you want to buy all three, buy all three, if you have the means to do so. If you just want to be on Xbox and it makes you happy, then you stay on Xbox and have a great time. You want to do it on PC and access both, do that too. Or you want to just buy a PlayStation, do that too. So, but like I said, on the business side of things, they're still going to be heading in two different directions and occasionally meet in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what I see. That's what I see.
STOO57 says, to be fair, Cole, most of the Game of the Year nominations last several years are exclusive. I don't think so. There are 7 nominations across the Game of the Year. The Game of the Year, there's 7 nominations each year. And PlayStation has won quite a few of those. Nintendo has won a couple of them, but by and large, the majority of the nominees and winners are multi-platform. Let me see, Game of the Year awards. I can
last
look.
Year was Astrobot. That was Sony. The
year
before, what was the year before? Oh, I can't remember. It Takes Two was third party. Elden Ring was third party.
Yep. Sekiro in 2019 was third party.
Sekiro was third party.
And these are just the winners.
Right.
Yeah.
Sony won last year, but who won the year before? Do you remember who won in 2023?
2023 was the year that Starfield came out. It was
Baldur's Gate. Thank you.
Baldur's
Thank
Gate,
you, Literal Table.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, another third-party game. Right? So, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? But either way, it doesn't matter. Listen, like I said, at the end of the day, we could talk to her blue in the face. I think what's more important for all of us is that you find your avenue as to how you want to access whatever you want to access, whatever attracts you as a consumer, and just follow that. And have a great time doing it because, at the end of the day, just enjoy yourself. Just enjoy yourself and play the games where you can play them. And if there's something that's across the pond... Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was interrupting. Sorry.
No, not at all.
I just think it's weird that people argue about whose console sold more or who's going to sell the most consoles. Like, you already bought it. Like, I bought my PS5 day one.
Who cares?
I bought my Series... I got my Series X, well, thankfully, I reviewed it, so I had it just before day one. But on the 20th of November or whatever it was, I got my PS5. And I got my Series S the day so I guess I got that. I bought the Series S the day that it came out, which I think they're like 3 days apart. But you should be worrying about if your games will continue to get supported next gen. But
yes.
I think Xbox is doing something behind the scenes that's going to flip the script and change the industry. That will no longer make it a major concern about, are you going to get Xbox versus your games on your console next generation? I think it'll be fine, but I don't know. Well, let's see. We got Grandpa's Barbecue Game Cat. Thank you so much for the $2 super says. I have zero problems with PlayStation and Xbox being chummy. I don't know. I just think if they're chummy, Grandpa, I think it'll keep some of these people to stop personally insulting other people who like different pieces of plastic than them. But whatever. Ruin says, happy Monday, Pookies. Thank you for the Canadian $2. Appreciate you. Danny Passion Official, thank you for the 5. Says, but Mag, we are living in different times. Now we have so many games. Also, digital library that is hard to leave behind for another console. I always say this, Mag. You were like, just get a PC. You just get a PlayStation. You only need a PlayStation. It's all you need. It's like, are you going to replace someone's 30 games they own or 3,000 games they own digitally and physically on that other console that you're telling them to leave behind? Would you throw those games in the dumpster and start from scratch?
No.
Yeah.
I have over 1,000 games. Like, for example, I bought a PS5 Pro, right? That's the latest hardware I purchased. Well, no, that's not true because I bought the Switch too. But let's say out of the two companies that we're discussing right now, I bought a PS5 Pro. Does that mean I just said, yeah, bye Xbox, see you later? I got 1,000 games plus.
People say that stuff.
Whatever, 1,036, whatever games it is. I got over 1,000 games on my Xbox. Am I just going to get rid of my Xbox? Or the thousands of friends I have on there? Not a chance. So
yeah.
it's just meant to be supplementary. So if one day I'm turning on my Xbox, then I'm on my Xbox. If the next day or later that day I'm turning on my PS5, I'm on my PS5. Like, who cares? You know what I mean? I go back and forth. You know, it's just John Wolf. By the way, I don't know if you're listening tonight. I saw you when I turned on my I turned on my Pro yesterday, and John Wolf invited me to a party, and I went in there. I'm like, hey man, how's it going? Yeah, and I'm yapping away, and I looked and he left. So I was talking to myself for about 3 minutes. So I'm like, but it took me a while because I wasn't going on the Pro to play. I was just gonna browse the store. Because I saw that Mortal Kombat 1, by the way. I don't know if you have PS Plus, folks, but Mortal Kombat 1 was added to PS Plus, and I never played it. I'm like, bonus. So I went to go download it. Anyways, he invited me to the party. My headphones are on a wall charger because they're wireless, right? They sit on the charger like a dock, but it hangs on the wall like a hook. So I had to walk all the way over there to get the headphones. I grabbed the headphones, turned them on. By the time I came on, he left. So, John, if you're out there listening, I apologize. Sorry. Anyway, the point is that I go back and forth. Just, what was it, a couple days ago, I was on Xbox, right? And I was farting around on there. I was doing a couple of things, and I was catching up with chats with some people. I downloaded a few games that were in my back catalog I wanted to get back to. I'm getting my Game Pass stuff ready for the onslaught that we're about to get this fall. So I already have things ready to rock. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm on there and ready to go, raring to go. We got Gears coming, tomorrow? In Helldivers, I re-downloaded Helldivers on PS5. I got Gears of War downloaded on both consoles. You know what I mean? So
I forgot to say, I was so flustered when we had technical issues at the beginning, but there's another game I was playing this week, and it's Outer Worlds 2 for a preview that I'll be putting together for Wednesday. So keep an eye out on the channel first thing in the morning for a preview impressions video of the Outer Worlds 2 on Xbox Series X. So I'll be doing that as well. I've been doing the whole sci-fi thing, and when I'm not playing as John Marston, Red Dead 2.
Dude,
yeah,
I saw you playing Red Dead. Now my question is it just a preview? Because I mean, you're playing. I mean, that game doesn't come out for another like 2.5 months.
Is it really that long?
I think so. Isn't it November? Or am I mistaken, folks?
No. It's October something, but I think it's toward the end of October. It's like 29th or something. Oh, shoot.
Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with Call of Duty.
But yeah, no, it's kind of it's early days. It's early days, so
right.
Yeah, I can't say anything until then. But yeah, I'm playing it, or playing a preview of it. There we go.
Right. I got you.
I also did a couple of. I'm gonna try something here. I set up a separate overlay. Let me see if this works. Jeez. I set up a separate overlay for us to have. Look at that. Yeah, I can't. If I go full screen, that. Well, maybe. Oh yeah, I can't go full screen. Okay. I was trying to set up a separate overlay. I'll change that, but I was trying to set up something so that we could have like a live screen, like a YouTube video or something up. And now I just realized I need to crop it down so I don't cover up your camera. So I'll do it another time, but we'll figure that. I'll get it figured out. I could probably actually do it on the fly, but let's move on the exclusivity argument, thankfully, and let's talk about this new leak. I remember how I say I'm not an insider, but I talk to people who are.
Yeah.
About a week or two ago, I talked to someone that said, by the way, Colt, Forza Horizon 6 is coming soon, and it is set in Tokyo like you've been dreaming about and reporting on your channel for 2 years. I've got probably 4 videos on my channel talking about Forza Horizon 6 set in Tokyo, cherry blossom racetracks, downtown Tokyo drift style. That's something that everyone's waited for. Something I can't say that I don't think has been reported, and Jez Corden of Windows Central has kind of been talking about this on his site and a little bit on Xbox 2. Actually, I don't know if he has yet said on an Xbox 2. But we may see this game sooner than we thought. And like not in a couple months. My assumption, Mag, is that Playground had a game ready for the 2 to 3 year cycle for a Forza Horizon 6. This is going to be crazy. I don't know if we ever hear if this is what really happened, but I really believe that if this release window is true, that I believe that Playground had Forza Horizon 6 partially built, like in Netherlands or Ohio or Portugal or something like that. And someone at the top said, what are we doing? Do what the fans have been asking for. Kind of like in Assassin's Creed Shadows moment. Like, what are you doing? Build the game in Japan. So my speculation is that Playground scrapped what they were building for a long time in another location and pulled the e-brake and started working on a Tokyo, Japan setting for Forza Horizon 6. And that's why we didn't see it in the 2-year gap in 2023 or 2024, and yet in 2025. If the game comes out in 2026, I'll bet you that's exactly what happened. Is someone at leadership at Playground, when they shifted leadership, or someone at Microsoft said, if you're going to do it right and do it in Japan. What have you heard about this Forza Horizon 6 Tokyo?
I heard the exact same thing. I heard that it was confirmed to be. I got a message from someone at Microsoft saying, I didn't even bother making a video about it. But he said it's going to be Forza Horizon 6 is coming. It takes place in Tokyo, and it will be announced at the Tokyo Game Show. And I'm like, all right, cool. But when I went to go make a video about it, I'm like, maybe I'll make a video about it. And then I saw that there were like 25 other people who got the jump on me. And I'm like, well, there's no point. So I didn't even bother. So I left it alone. But yes, and then I was talking to you about it. And then you had heard the same thing. So I was like, okay, well, obviously that's the case. It sucks. Someone in the chat said, it sucks that we can't just... he says it sucks that we can't get surprise announcements anymore. It is true. However, we are in a world of like just constant information, right? And the problem with that, it comes at a cost. The internet comes at a cost, and the cost is someone's going to say something somewhere at some time, right? You've got millions, hundreds of millions, billions of people online at all times, and information is just constantly going back and forth, and you're going to get it. The only way you can avoid it is stay off of social media, right? And then watch the show. You know what I mean? Like, watch the show. But it's damn near impossible. By the way, I have a very quick question. So I turned on my Xbox right here, actually. And I just downloaded, because it gave me that email saying that if you own Gears of War Ultimate Edition, you get the Reloaded for free, right? The upgrade for free. So I just downloaded it, Gears of War Ultimate, but it doesn't say anything. It doesn't say anything about the Reloaded version. It just says ready to start.
It says Ultimate?
Now. It still says Ultimate, yeah.
I haven't looked into that, and I don't think I own the Ultimate Edition.
Oh, no, really? Sorry, it's still installing. This will be very interesting for everybody out there to find out. So I'm doing this live on TV. By the way, you know what's hilarious? Because my Xbox is on right now, and I actually showed my status to online. I am getting nonstop messages from people like, "Yo, Mag," and I'm like, "Guys, I'm on XNC. I can't." But
I don't even know how to buy this. It only says play with cloud or included with Game Pass, which I have Game Pass, so I'll get Gears Reloaded anyway. But
but I'm just saying, like, I would be curious to see what the option is, because there are people out there who own Gears of War Ultimate Edition and don't have Game Pass. Noof Nukem being one of them.
Yeah.
Right. So he got his free upgrade. So like he doesn't have Game Pass, but he's got Gears of War Ultimate because him and I were playing that back in the day. You know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, what brought us to that? Oh, I was gonna say when you were talking about how it's disappointing that things get leaked. Thankfully, Forza Horizon 6 was a given, right? We knew Forza Horizon 6 was going to be announced, and we all assumed we would see it at Showcase, and it just was never there. And it wasn't there last year, so we knew Forza Horizon 6 was a thing, and that fake artwork was going around for so long. So this is one of those leaks that feels like we didn't get spoiled too bad. In fact, I'm super excited to learn that it's Forza Horizon in Tokyo and not Egypt or
Egypt.
I don't know. Like I know like in Egypt it would be amazing or Portugal or whatever. Like anywhere that they I mean even Mexico was amazing. I thought Mexico and then I realized when I played the game how many diverse the diverse topography there. But I mean Colorado is amazing for the first one. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. And Magnum goes, I'm sick of the cherry blossom setting in video games, and I know that Grid 2019 had it. Forza Motorsport new one had just added a Japanese that track, whatever it's called. But
yeah.
I don't know. There's whole thing there with the Japanese countryside and some of the downtown stuff. Then I really hope they really dial this in. But there was a leak. One of the things that really solidified the leak was someone data mined a utility van that is only available in Japan that was like coded into something for the game. And so I don't know. I just fun Mav or fun speculation says, I just hope we get Tokyo. We will, but temper your expectations, Mav, because the downtown Tokyo we get will be something you can drive through in just a few seconds. Remember the Australian, I think it's supposed to be like downtown Sydney. If I remember right, like you could drive through that like in 5 blocks. The Birmingham or whatever, I can't remember what the downtown part of England was pretty cool, but you blaze by it pretty quickly because it's just kind of a scale thing. But I'm excited, and I think Forza Horizon did need that long break because I got to the point with 5 where I was just kind of tired of playing it. So yeah, appreciate you. Let me see.
By the way, yeah, go ahead.
No.
Oh, no, I was going to say, someone in the chat reminded me, he said, go check your messages from Xbox, and I did, and I didn't realize at the bottom of that message, because I read the message, at the bottom of the message, it actually had a code. So I clicked on the code, it took me to the store just now, and then it says redeem code, and I redeemed it, and then it's now set up as pre-purchased.
Oh, for Reloaded?
Okay, correct. Cool. For Reloaded, yeah. So I stopped the installation for Ultimate Edition, and I got that one instead. So it's coming when the game releases tonight, I guess.
Oh, is it?
No, it'll be tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow. No, tomorrow? Is it tomorrow or Wednesday, guys? Anybody remember offhand?
I think it's tomorrow, but it could be this evening for people in North America. Let me see.
Like, is it midnight tonight or is it midnight tomorrow?
Launch times will be, if you're on the West Coast, it'll be 8 a.m. on Pacific time. If you're on the East Coast, it'll be 11 a.m. tomorrow. 11 a.m. for you on the West Coast or East Coast. Right. And if you're in London, it'll be, if you're in the UK, it'll be 4 p.m. tomorrow, which it's like 2 a.m. right now in London. So, yeah, that's it. There you go. There's the information you only get from Ecstasy Podcast. Thanks to GameSpot for that article.
Yeah.
Brisket goes, so can Mag be fired for not knowing how to work an Xbox? No, it's not his fault.
I've probably been playing the. Well, yeah, maybe not. I mean, he's probably been playing longer than I have if he played the OG Xbox. So.
Even sure. I didn't play the OG Xbox. Well,
no, I didn't.
I didn't own one.
I mean, I did a little bit. Like, my neighbor owned it, and I just borrowed it once in a while.
Yeah, my brother-in-law.
I would go to Blockbuster and rent some games from Blockbuster, and I would play it for like 2-3 days, and then I give her the console back.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was like 16, and he got the original Xbox for Christmas, and he You know, I'll have to ask him. I feel like he got that when the 360 was brand new. I can't remember. Danny Passion Official, I think I got this one. Oh, yes, it did. Infinite Number, thank you for the 2, says, shout out to my karaoke singing brothers. We shall. We will. We will go out and hit the bars.
We will do it in purpose. We will do it in person one day. I promise you. And it's funny that you mentioned that because on Friday, I was alone here in the house, and I was doing karaoke down in this studio here, and I was doing karaoke, and I messaged you later. I'm like, dude, I totally just had like envisioned us like doing karaoke in LA, doing a duet in a bar with the Iron Lords, Boomstick, Risk It, and everybody watching. Paris, Jez Corden are all sitting around in the chairs, all like lifting their drinks, going, yeah!
That'd be so great. I actually, last week,
maybe Everborn.
Last week after our show wrapped, I tried to record with this setup right here, and I realized there's like 9 steps that I need to figure out how to do. So, KY Bob, thanks for the super, says Starfield was a Game of the Year nomination if it had been multiplat. I don't truly believe in the Xbox tax like KY Bob is implying here, but Starfield's really, really great. It's missing some real big key things, and I can't wait to share a video about that, but we'll talk about how Starfield was a no-show recently. Tim Way, Dark CMF, thank you for the 5, says people either forget or ignore the origins of 2 companies. Microsoft was software and Sony was hardware. I don't forget because Microsoft was scared of Sony when PlayStation came out. Casual in the chat, thank you so much for the $10 super, says Forza Horizon 6 being set in Tokyo is long overdue. Glad it looks like we're going to finally get it. Check out Casual. Check out his channel. He is in my super class, and we were talking yesterday for about an hour and a half working on his brand new channel. He's got a few subscribers. Let me see if I can get his stuff here in the chat. I can't think. I'm going to grab his channel and put it in here. Let me go to my history and grab his video right here. Let me grab this dude. Casual makes videos. His most recent video is a tutorial how to beat a boss in Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. It is going to be right here in the chat. Go check him out and support him. He's really good at video games and Souls-like games, and he'll explain how to get better at playing those games, and he has really great high-quality content, so check him out. He's learning a lot along the way. Sorry, Mag, you were saying?
No, nothing. I was just, no, carry on.
Oh.
Well, by the way, Dustin Howard. So get this. So he's listening to the show. We saw him in the chat. He's been in the chat a few times tonight, right? Hey, Jago, how's it going, buddy? I haven't seen you in a long time. Steven 4XP. He was one of the guys who sent me a message. He's like, yo. And I'm like, dude, I'm on XNC. We can't talk. And then Dustin Howard is just like, I finally got you to appear online on Xbox, you Sony pony fraud. And he goes, I'm watching the show right now. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I saw your name in it. So I saw your name in the chat. How you doing, buddy? But anyways, yeah, it's kind of funny. So, and no, Tegan, I'm not bragging. He's like, Mag likes to brag, but he spelled brag with 2 G's, so maybe he was just having some. Yeah.
GTR spec.
Matty Beast. That's what's up.
Someone said that this game has the best. Wait, what is it?
What does?
Hold on, I got to write it down. Someone said I actually had I was building a thumbnail that was about Forza Horizon, and then I switched it. Skyline GTR V-Spec 2. I'm going to copy paste. Abdel says this is the best fake cover for Forza Horizon 6. Hold on. I'm getting it.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying to get it. I'm not finding the game. It's just showing me the car. Anyway. Yeah. And my mouse.
I'm going to wait for the actual cover art. I'll wait for the actual cover art. It doesn't really affect me what the cover art is. I mean, like when you see it when it's ready, it's like, oh, that's cool. Like when they showed when GTA 6 was available for pre-purchase. I think it was on PlayStation first, and then eventually went to the Xbox store, like just to wish list it or whatever. And I'm like, wow, there's the cover art. I love it, right? And you actually get to see the cover art. I'm like, all right, that's cool. But I can wait for the official Forza one. Either way, I'm excited.
Yeah. Phase 23, Brooklyn, New York. Thank you so much for the $20 super. Says Gears of War is the first Xbox game I buy on PlayStation. Since the game is on disc, all the other games that Xbox released on PlayStation, besides Gears of War, the game data was not on the disc. So he's saying, I buy the game.
Yeah. See if you can explain that.
Gears Reloaded is not fully on the disc. You have to download the digital code. Why do they do that? What? I don't understand. Almost every game can fit on a dual layer Blu-ray, which are what the games are pressed on. I don't understand why. Why? Like, are you going gold and going to press and printing the covers and the cases before the game is packaged and ready to be pressed on the disc? I don't understand. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know why they're doing that. But yeah, sorry you have to deal with that. I want to say I'm sorry, but I feel like when you put in a disc, for back when I was physical, Mag, I ripped my discs right onto the 360, and I guess I didn't do that with I don't remember how it worked with the Xbox One because I was only a physical based gamer for like 2 years of that generation. But on the 360, right. I put everything in and installed it to the console. And so it wasn't spooling the disc the entire time.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I mean,
I remember burning songs on my 360. God, 360 was awesome. I remember how awesome that was. You could burn your music right onto the hard drive.
Could you do that on 360 or you could do that on the original Xbox? I can't remember.
No, it was the 360. I remember that. And then like you could put your music to like games you were playing and stuff, and I'm like, come on, man, that was so awesome.
Yep.
Like, you know what it's like shooting things, listening to like Motley Crue or like Wu-Tang Clan. The hell,
Wu-Tang Clan.
Now, Now I don't get to listen to that.
Speaking of not going to happen anymore, PlayStation basically took over Bungie. What is in store for the future of Bungie? The two of the head leadership people at Bungie recently left. PlayStation is now effectively engulfed Bungie as a studio. And
yep.
You and I aren't massive fans of their recent games, but what can we expect with PlayStation with the Bungie team? What does this mean? Is anything big change?
I think Sony's had enough of their nonsense, to be quite honest, and their bad management. I think that at this point, like this is not a slight against the developers or the people that work for the company. This is for the management team that has been nothing but disastrous for years. And anyways, whatever. Good riddance to whoever left. I think that Sony taking them over is probably the best thing that they could possibly do, and then they could choose what to do with the company. Because then now they take control of the company. They could be like, "Hi, you're making this," and then just do this with their glasses, and that's it. And just say enough with the crap. You guys are mismanaged. You guys are, exactly that look. You guys don't know. I mean, it's not that you don't know what you're doing.
Herman
they
Hulse.
do know what they're doing. It's just that, Herman Hulse
put it on
with his
Xbox?
glasses down like that. Yeah,
put Halo on Xbox.
Bungie was always going to stay third party, so that was not a thing.
Well,
that was not one of the stipulations.
Will they still stay third party
100%.
now that Really? You think so?
Why not? I think so, because they're going to continue to make live service games, multiplayer games. I think absolutely they're going to continue. I mean, that's their forte. I think they will continue to put their games on there, but who knows what the heck is going on? I think that Sony taking control of them is probably the better option anyway. So I agree. I mean, it's better than what they've been doing. It's better than what they've been doing on their own.
I just feel like the next Bungie game will not be multi-platform like they signed in the agreement when
Really?
I don't think so. Don't you think the PlayStation
what if it was
go
Destiny 3? Like, what if it's Destiny 3?
If it's Destiny 3,
let's just say for argument's sake, then it's going everywhere.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I think if Bungie was working on something else, like another new IP like Marathon, that PlayStation would say, we're going to keep that on our console first, and then we'll think about... It's all case-by-case basis. Just like Xbox. Like PlayStation is definitely looking at everything. Like they're looking at Wolverine. They're looking at... Venom. They're looking at their stuff that's coming up, and they're asking the question, like, do we put Wolverine on PlayStation or on PC day and date? Do we put it on Xbox in 6 months or day and date? And then they answer that question, and then they set that aside, and when it's time, they stick to their guns or make a change, right? So I think that PlayStation is definitely putting things on the table. I don't expect them to put Wolverine or other games like that directly on Xbox day one, or even on PC. If it's totally single player, maybe not. I think they can have their cake and eat it too. So,
well, they're going to continue to do that because they're going to continue. They want to, like, for example, like when the PS6 launches, right? Expect a bunch of games to remain exclusive on PlayStation, so they sell a crap ton of PS6s first. Then they can start making decisions later on, right? They'd be like, all right, we sold 10 mil, it's not going anymore. It's in PS Plus. Send it to Xbox or send it to PC. They were
down like 3%. Their hardware was down like 3%. Normally they're up 12 to 24%. So they're still
this late in the gen.
Yeah, right now I think they were down 2 or 3% in their last quarterly review, but they're still selling consoles like crazy. Their hardware is just down from where it was, and everyone always looks at those numbers. Like even when I talk about Xbox, their hardware has been down 12 to 24% over many past few years, right? But they're still selling consoles almost at the same rate. And I was arguing with someone about consoles. I said consoles typically are pretty stable in their sales throughout the generation. For the most part, like when you look at the graphs, like VG Charts does a graph of the whole entire generation, and it's typically this line that is going up, and you know it moves, of course, but I think that's pretty stable. But anyway, whatever. NC says Bungie will be shut down before 2030 if Marathon flops. I don't think that PlayStation their recent move to absorb Bungie is so they don't have to shut them down. And I don't think they want to shut down their studios. They lose a lot of money when they shut down a studio. Now that studio can't make games, and to bring somebody else in is going to cost them way more money. So PlayStation is thinking ahead, right, Mag? Let's absorb them. If Marathon doesn't do well, we can help guide them on their next game.
Sure, absolutely. I don't think they're going to dissolve the company because the name Bungie still carries a little weight. I think they'll keep it just for the brand recognition. They're not going to dissolve them and like say, okay, well, you know what, 20 of you guys go over to Naughty Dog, 30 of you guys go over there, you know, severance packages for whoever wants to leave or whatever, right? So I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they will keep the name under there, but they're going to keep them under a tight leash. And I think that the management leaving was probably beneficial for them. And by leaving, they may have been kindly asked to leave. And by that, it'd be like, hi, let's give you 5 years salary and get out. You know what I mean? And then just be like, here's your option. Take a 5-year package, get the F out, and that's all there is to it. Right? So they could have done that. And why do you do that? You take down, you take down the guards before you storm the castle. You know what I mean? So you remove some of these key guys, you take over the operation, you put them on a tight leash and say, okay, guys, this is what we would like you to see. But now that we have operational control, we have more say. Right. And then I think, like I said, this whole live service nonsense that they wasted a lot of time with, but that's not going to happen again. I really don't. I don't think that they're going to make. I can't say for sure, but I think that if if Marathon doesn't work out, let's say it's not Destiny 3, I think that the next game that Bungie makes will not be a live service game
at all.
I don't think it will be. I think it'll be.
I kind of think so too. Just make a semi-open world or an open world action adventure game and make a single player game, and you guys have to shift gears. Yeah.
You know, like the cartoons where they got the big long, like the cane with the hook, and they grab the guy off the stage. I think that's what they're going to have to do. Yeah, you yank them off the stage and be like, guys, you had your chance. You're losing money. You lost us money. Just enough. All right, this is what we're doing. Moving forward, go make it.
Jago6 in the chat says, Bungie, there is no Bungie. They're a shell of a company now. It's only by name, nothing more. And that's not a crack at Bungie. It's kind of true for a lot of studios that we fell in love with 10 to 15 years ago. Most of those people just aren't there anymore. And
well, that's the thing, right? That's the thing with these companies. You look at these companies, you're like, oh yeah, but this. Yes, a lot of them also carry on the tradition of quality because they will hire new people and make sure that those people have that same level or going to carry on that same level of quality that they did before, like Rockstar, for example. You know what I mean? Like Rockstar made amazing games 20 years ago. They're making amazing games now. right? So what they do is they keep that pedigree by hiring only the best, you know, the best of the best to do this, that, and the other. But yes, you're absolutely right. In a lot of respects, Naughty Dog is not the same Naughty Dog that made you Uncharted. Those people are all retired.
No,
you know what I mean? Those people are retired. They're in a cottage somewhere.
The industry has changed, and some of your favorite studios have different mindsets and value systems and team members than they used to. But I don't know much about gaming, but Meg and I certainly know about that because we're old and we've seen the guard change over many years. And you nailed it. There are the outliers like Rockstar. You said it perfectly, that they have a certain standard and they've been able to hold on to that as the world changes around them. And my friend Fonz runs Fonz Gaming Channel. He's got his Games Talk Live show on Saturday. He was talking to me about possibly discussing the change in the industry. And I said, go make a video, man. People would love to see it, love to hear your opinions, and it gets pretty nasty. I want to talk about the Gamescom highlights briefly, like kind of race through it because people kind of been chewing on it all 6 past days. It was a daily thing, the Jeff Keighley show. There's a few reveals, but I think you and I could take a moment to talk about a couple of the really standout highlight reveals from the Gamescom thing, because I don't think it was as exciting as people would have wanted, but I think a few gems came out of it, and I thought it'd be a good time to chat with you about what you think of Gamescom and what impressed you the most.
I would have to say that actually I found that when I was talking about that again on my own show when I was doing Madcast, I was talking about, I'm like, if you cut through the fluff, a lot of the announcements were really good. Like, they had a lot of great games announced, and I'm like, oh my god, this is actually pretty awesome. And when you think about it in that respect, I'm like, I'm going through the list of games, and I'm like, yeah, this is games I like 7, 8, 9, 10 games. And then all of a sudden the chat starts firing up. They're like, Meg, you forgot about this game, you forgot about that game. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot about that too. And yeah, there was a lot. So let's we don't have to go through every single one.
I was going to try and show the Lego Batman stuff, but it's just too much of a pain. I can't see I can't change it on the fly, but
the Lego Batman was the biggest shock to me. I had no idea that game was coming. Not only did I not know that game was coming, I did not realize that this was going to be not your typical Lego game. It's got stealth mechanics. It's got Arkham-style fighting. Like, stealth mechanics? Arkham stealth mechanics in a Lego game. I'm totally sold right there. A real open world. I know that they did in the Lego Batman. I think it was Lego Batman 2. They actually had like a semi-open world, like downtown Gotham, where you could collect all the gold bricks and all that kind of stuff. So like you had to do a bunch of things in there. Like you had to change to Superman at one point so that you could get a gold brick on the top of a building in Metropolis, whatever that. Not Metropolis, in Gotham. And so it was pretty cool, but apparently this is an actual open world. So I was like, this is shocking. I had no idea this game was coming, and nobody I spoke to had ever brought it to my attention. So nobody mentioned that. That's a big game. I think the big game too, and of course the coupling it with Game Pass, I think was Hollow Knight Silk Song. That was a big showing, and then of course they reiterated the fact that it's coming day one to Game Pass. That's a big ass bonus, dude.
It's been like a 4-year thing with Silk Song, and like Shovel Knight and Silk Song. Like, there's those games that are really, really popular, and I just don't play the side scrollers or the roguelites as much as other people, but they've been freaking out about Silk Song. Yeah, I need to play them.
I enjoy them if they're not overly complicated. I enjoy them. Like, for example, I played Tales of what the hell is it called? The one that takes place in Africa. Tales of Zao. Yeah. I love that game. It was simple. It was fun. It was entertaining. It had a great story, and it wasn't overly complicated. The map was big, but it wasn't ridiculous, right? So I was able to get I played because it was not free, but it was available on PlayStation Plus day one. Eventually, it came over to Xbox Game Pass, but I got the platinum on that game on the PlayStation. I loved it. Great. You give me Ori 1, I thought was actually a little bit easier to digest than Ori 2. I enjoyed that. The Prince of Persia, the one that they just released, what was it, a year ago? Ubisoft, fantastic game.
There's a new one called Prince of Persia Rogue, which is
I saw that. Yeah,
a lot like that. Is that one turning out well? Did people end up enjoying that?
I don't know. Death has the chat. I didn't get into it at all. But
it's
the
on
last
Game
Prince of
Pass
Persia,
too.
I enjoyed it.
Is
it really?
I'm going to see what it scored on Metacritic. Meg and I use Metacritic as a kind of a putting a thermometer on something.
It's just
an 84.
Gauge. It's just
an 84 on PC.
That's
Let me see what it's on.
That's really good.
View all platforms. Wow, there's no score except on PC, but it's got 16 critic scores and it's at an 84. So yeah,
well, that's great. What
it's
else
on PS Plus also. Karim says, "Thank you."
Oh
Cameron
wow,
says.
okay, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
John Carpenter had 2 showings. John Carpenter, the legendary horror director and occasional action director. He had John Carpenter's Toxic Commando that had a really good showing, and then he had one that was, even though I'm a huge Halloween fan, Halloween is one of my favorite franchises of all time. I think Michael Myers is the best slasher out there. But that looked very rubbery. Like the characters looked like rubber. Like there was a girl who was like running from a house. She goes into the next house and she's like, "We gotta go." And the way she ran down the stairs looked like the first gen Fortnite. And I'm like, dude, this game better not be like that. However, I was shocked to see that the Halloween game, unlike all the other games that I don't like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Friday the 13th, I thought those games sucked. I don't like the one, everybody hides while the one is a stalker. I don't like that thing.
I don't either.
However, it did say in the trailer a single player game as well as multiplayer. So there's going to be a full single player game in there and multiplayer tacked on. So I'm like, all right. Okay, I'll take a look at it. But Toxic Commando looked fantastic. Another one, obviously the granddaddy, the biggest showing of the entire thing, the entire showcase. Obviously, Resident Evil Requiem stole the show for everybody. Everybody was talking about it. Everybody was just jaws on the floor for Resident Evil Requiem. I'm not going to get into it all that. People played it. I saw the previews. I only watched like 4 or 5 minutes because I don't want to be spoiled on the game unless they release a playable demo, which traditionally Resident Evil, when they release first quarter of a year, they always release a demo around October, right? So you get a playable demo, and it's always because they have the marketing with PlayStation. The last 3 or 4 games, PlayStation got the demo first. A week later, Xbox got the demo. And they've done that for the last 3 or 4 games. And it would not be direct. It'd be tied to the story, but it wouldn't be the story. Like, for example, Resident Evil Village, it was about one of the chambermaids, right? In Village. And you got to play as her for a little bit. And then Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, you played the found footage guys that had the camera. And they were filming a show in that Louisiana mansion, the house. And so they did that, and then so it was tied to the story, but it wasn't part of the story. Resident Evil Requiem seemed like the same vibe. Some honorable mentions. Chronos looked fantastic. Another horror game. Onimusha Way of the Sword looked fantastic.
That looks really good. What about Call of Duty Black Ops 7? You and I talked about the controversy leading up to the Battlefield beta and through that, and people saying Call of Duty's going to die, it's over. How did you gauge the reception of the next Call of Duty?
Well, it's not going to die. It's going to make billions of dollars. However, it didn't do anything for me. I saw that trailer and I literally said, what the F was that? So I'm like, maybe I missed something. So
I felt last year, but I ended up loving the game. But
I swiped my finger back and I rewatched the trailer and I'm like, no, it wasn't me. What the F was that? But then I saw the dislike ratio. Did you see that? It had 13 million at that time, 13 million views, 260,000 downvotes to 33,000 thumbs up.
I don't have access to see dislikes, but I'm looking at the Game Awards Black Ops 7 trailer with 18,000 views. It only has 461 thumbs up. I can only assume the thumbs down are somewhere around 3,000 or 4,000. Why?
They got ratioed into oblivion. But the funny thing is, there was news articles all about it, and I know the guy on the official site. The first comment has now become like famous, and he said, "This trailer made me pre-order Battlefield 6."
Oh, yeah, yeah,
like,
I'm seeing.
And that,
yeah, this
that
trailer made me
came
more
around,
hyped
so-
for Battlefield 6. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
something
all
like that,
everyone's
yeah.
saying.
So,
Jeez.
so now what ends up happening is that it got downvoted 260,000 downvotes to 33,000 upvotes. And that was when it was at 13 million. The numbers climbed since then in views, but it didn't do anything for me. However, that doesn't mean anything. The trailer didn't do anything for me doesn't mean I'm not going to play the game, because when I saw Infinite Warfare, you know Infinite Warfare with the one with Jon Snow from Game of Thrones, the one that was in outer space?
Yep. Yeah.
Shockingly, when I saw that trailer, I crap talked the hell out of that,
So
that
did I.
trailer for months. And so did everybody else. So don't be a fraud. You all did it too, okay? But let me tell you.
Yeah, we're like, I called it To Infinity and Beyond and made fun of it. And
Dude,
it was a great campaign.
I loved that game.
DeMarco says the dislike tool
Warfare.
often gets it wrong through overestimating a lot, but even if it's half the dislikes, that's still crazy. I'm glad DeMarco said that. I put out a video about Elder Scrolls 6 possibly being revealed, like maybe a year ago. And I had quite a few people, like maybe a dozen people in the chat saying, no wonder this video has 18,000 dislikes. And I'm like, what? I'm like, no, it doesn't. And people were kind of saying the same amount of numbers. And I go and look at my video and I'm like, it was kind of a rough one on the dislike spectrum. But yeah, I thought, what in the world? Let me see. Like, because people will, the bad thing about getting downvoted is everyone are sheep, and they will see everyone disliking and they'll just dislike without even watching. They're like, I do what other people do too. Me do what you do. That happens quite a bit, but let me see if I can find that. Yeah, I was really surprised. Like I couldn't leave here's the video. I couldn't leave a screenshot in the comment section, but I had proof that the dislike wasn't like that. Yeah, it's.
Oh, that's why that guy's saying was this trailer made me pre-order Battlefield 6. The reason why that was such a big news story is because that actually ratioed Activision's official YouTube page. That got more likes. That got more likes than the actual trailer. So it could just be like a little bit of everything. Like it didn't show well to me. It didn't show well. But like I said, until the game is in my hands, I'm not going to judge it. I'm gonna judge the trailer itself.
Do you remember? I was there. I was in LA at the showcase, sitting next to Fonz and my wife and Hargeet and those guys. When they showed the Black Ops 6 trailer.
Right.
Wait, was that? Yeah, that was last year.
Yeah, you guys were. You guys were down there now.
When I was there, everyone was like, "What the crap?" That was their one last thing. No one was watching the trailer. We were all on our phones and talking. No one talked about the Call of Duty Black Ops trailer. And then the game came out, and it did phenomenally well. We all loved that campaign. And you and I are like, that's how we are, right? You and I are like, don't hate. No, but the thing is, just wait.
You can. Right. And you can differentiate between your feelings on how a trailer showed. That doesn't reflect how I feel about the game because I've not played the game. And I'm not going to judge a game I have not played. I'm not going to judge a film I have not seen. I'm not going to judge a TV show that I haven't sat down to watch. I'm just going to make my opinions about how it showed to me in a trailer form. If people can't differentiate that is entirely your problem. But like, for example, not you, Colt, or I'm just saying in general. So, but what I'm saying is that, like, for example, I thought the trailer looked like crap. That's it. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm not saying the game is crap, but people are so stupid sometimes. They go, Max said the game is crap. And I'm like, I did not say that.
Well, it does sound like the same. It does sound like the same thing. If you're saying the trailer looks like crap, you're thinking the game.
Same thing, but
this
people don't differentiate.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? Like the trailer looked like crap. And I thought the trailer did not show well. And I'm like, that did nothing for me. But I went back and watched the Battlefield 6 trailer. And the Battlefield 6 trailer, the multiplayer, remember they did two of them? They did the story one, and then they did where the president is getting dressed. Remember that? He's like repeating. He's putting on his little cufflinks, and he's like, dear fellow Americans. And he's like prepping his speech as it's showing like terrorist attacks in New York and whatever. That was amazing. And then you saw the actual multiplayer trailer where they showed you the different modes when the betas were happening. And it was like, you know, the bombs were tied to the music and boom, 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 this and that. And I'm like, that was awesome. And then I watched the Black Ops 7 trailer and I'm like, okay. But it doesn't matter because the game might be dope. Right? Like I said, Infinite Warfare, worst trailer I've ever seen. And like they had like, God forbid, a poor guy. They had David Bowie, remember that, with all the spaceships going up? And I'm like, what are we playing here? And like the spaceships are ground control tonight, Tom. And like the spaceships are going out. I'm like, what the F is going on? Bullets in space.
Did they really have that song? I don't remember that. That's so funny.
They had David Bowie,
Space Oddity
was playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was going on. And I'm like, this trailer's this trailer's a 0 out of 10. But then when I played the game, holy crap,
the game's
Infinite
so good.
Warfare was an incredible. And you remember you could go from planet to planet? Like you go to different planets, you land
the
on
space dog fighting is like some of the best. Some of the best.
Oh my God, I loved it. So therefore, once again, I'm not going to judge a game I have not put my hands on. That's all I'm going to say. Now, Battlefield 6, I put my hands on for 12 hours. Right? Well, I can talk about that.
Let's in that vein, let's talk about the next topic, which fits in perfectly. Outer Worlds 2 had a companion trailer at Gamescom where it shows who the playable or the companions that would accompany you in the campaign for Outer Worlds 2. And Ghost of Yotei. I'm going to highlight both these games. Mag and I are going to discuss. Ghost of Yotei and Outer Worlds 2 are getting quite a bit of hate with a certain segment of the online community. Outer Worlds 2 looks dated. Outer Worlds 2 looks woke. Outer Worlds 2 has a bunch of women in it. Outer Worlds 2 doesn't look fun. It looks like slop. Outer Worlds 2 has trash graphics. It looks really boring. Ghost of Yotei, people are saying, we didn't want this character. We wanted Jun Sakai. We didn't want this female character. This game looks woke. The game looks like a PS4 game. It doesn't look like a next generation game at all. I already played this game. And Meg and I are sitting here like thinking, there's so many games that people are hating on that we know are going to be really enjoyable, but are games getting killed before they get the opportunity to even be purchased? The comment sections are absolutely rabid right now.
But the thing is, you know, like, don't let the comment section fool you onto what the general public is going to do with a game. It's the same thing with anything else. You're going to be like, okay, well, you know, this game, people talk about Outer Worlds 2 and Ghost of Yotei, and they're like, these are the same people who are going to go out and buy the game anyway. Or they're going to play Outer Worlds 2 on Game Pass, or buy it, or they're going to play on PC, whatever they're going to do with that. You know, a lot of the people just moaning just for attention, for the most part. So, and the thing is, once again, these people are judging something that you haven't even put your fingers on yet. You haven't played the game. You haven't touched the game. For you to say all these things, I can understand. Like, for example, Spider-Man 2 is absolutely woke. Because I played the game and I got a platinum on it. And it was so glaringly obvious and pissed me off to no end that I'm sitting there going, oh my God, why is Peter Parker saying all this stuff?
The mustard and ketchup fight where you're fighting a giant hot dog woman? Yeah. Yeah, that's how I felt.
There was a scene, 5 minutes, he's fighting enemies, and he goes into a monologue about how America needs gun control. I swear to God on high,
I know,
that happened.
I remember.
In the game. And I'm sitting there listening to it, and I'm going, is this Spider-Man, or was this some guy in California who just happened to write like this little, we think that this should be dude, right? But the thing is, I'm not going to look at like Outer Worlds 2 and be like, no. There's a bunch of people of color in there. It's woke. I'm not playing it. No. Like, that's ridiculous. Play the game. And then you can make an assessment as if you thought that something was too heavy-handed.
I mean, don't tell people play the game. Like, you're asking people to spend $50 to $70 on a game to find out if it meets their expectations or not. But
or they're on Game Pass and you could just play it if you already have Game Pass.
Just do your due diligence. Watch enough reviews and watch you should watch a good variety of people, or at least one or two people that are different. Like you can go to certain YouTubers that will, confirm your bias. Remember they said that Indiana Jones and Doom the Dark Ages were woke slop because there's a female character in them, and then they ended up being dead wrong.
I played Indiana Jones, and it wasn't woke at all.
Yeah.
It was an Indiana Jones game. And I played it, and I'm like, no, but I can make those. Anyway, I don't care about the woke stuff. I'm just saying, like, in general, you just brought that up as an example of some things that people have been saying because you're playing as a female character. Funny enough, as you and I have already discussed many times on this show, and the chat already knows, I prefer to play female characters because I find them more visually appealing, not because of just the female form. It's not, I mean, unless you're playing, of course, Stellar Blade. But that's a whole different thing. I'm talking about, I just prefer, like, the outfits are better. The look is better. I like the hair better. I like you know what I mean? Like I like the whole getup. It's certainly more exotic and more interesting to look at than just some dude with baggy pants and a t-shirt. Right? So like I'd rather, you know what I mean? And so I've always preferred to play. And plus the female characters also have more range. They tend to be a little bit more ambidextrous. Like you could climb up stuff faster. You're quicker. The movements are whatever.
Huh, Meg?
Yeah, well, and so I enjoy it playing as a female character anyway. That never crossed my mind.
Remember back in the day when the Super Mario Brothers 2, Princess could jump higher than...
Yes.
No, she could jump up and over.
Yeah. She could float. Yeah. She could float.
And that's like a major advantage. You want to play as a female, but I want to read some of these comments about Outer Worlds 2.
Sure, I'd like to hear them.
To their defense, this was just not a good... Obsidian is so talented, and this just was not a very good trailer. It just wasn't very interesting, and I don't know. It was rough, but here's some of the comments. Quote, and no, you can't sleep with them. Dude, I don't even want to play as them, someone said. And another one, and no, you can't sleep with them. Obsidian gave us KOTOR, Fallout New Vegas, and they are long gone. And a bunch of people keep saying this, and no, you can't sleep with them. Looks like they hired the character design of Concord, and some people made the trailer for Veilguard. It goes on and on, this hive mind of if the characters don't have cleavage hanging out. But people who watch TV, movies, and play video games, like, it's okay to want good-looking males and females as main characters that you're going to be around. Like, if you're like me, if you like females, I like to look at a cool-looking guy, having a cool-looking guy in the character as a character and a companion.
Sure you
do. Let me put on my wig. But there's a little bit of a balancing act there where I feel like some game developers are like, not every character has to be sexy or attractive, and. Right. But in the entertainment industry, like, just make the games really good. Make them good, cool characters.
Make them good games. Yeah.
And make them good games, because Outer Worlds 1 had really great, like, you had characters that ranged from younger to even older characters. Like there was the vicar, the guy who was the preacher, and he was older. And he was hilarious, and he was cool. Like, they make really great characters. So it's important that these characters are really interesting. And I think what people do is they look at this trailer, and they look at the main character, Ghost of Yotei, and they're like, she's not hot, and she's not sexy. And they automatically start hating on the game. And I love the characters in Ghost of Tsushima, and I love the Outer Worlds characters, but I think people just don't want to give the games a chance because they have this preconceived idea of what should be out there and available for them, that they don't want this catered to them in a certain way.
Right. But Colt, let's just say Outer Worlds 2 and Ghost of Yotei, respectively, let's just say they both scored 90 Metacritic. All the same people that are talking all this smack are going to go out and get it. Once they realize that, like, oh my God, this game's amazing. I'm just saying, argument's sake. I'm not saying those games are going to hit those heights. But my guess is probably mid to high 80s for both games. Okay? But let's just say, for argument's sake, oh, this is a game of the year. It's amazing. It's a 90. Everybody's playing it. This and that, whatever. Those same people that are saying all that stuff, they're going to go out and buy it and play. So, like, at the end, if they're just blowing out hot steam, I can understand like the other stuff that kind of gets under my skin, like I told you about the Spider-Man stuff. But like for the most part, it shouldn't matter as long as the game is great, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it boils down to. Now, if there are nefarious things behind the scenes as to why they made this character like this or that or whatever, and it was implemented, but the thing is, we have no proof of that. But if it was there, then to hell with them. But for everything else, if you're doing it for some activist agenda, no, I'm not part of that, and I'll never be a part of that. Just make great quality stuff, and that's all there is to it. Focus on that. Don't focus on a message. Just focus on making great quality entertainment for everybody. It's like all the people that were calling, Sydney Sweeney. I'm not going to repeat the word here because YouTube doesn't like that word. But you know what I'm talking about. Mid-1940s Berlin. They were calling her, you know what I mean? They're calling that. They're calling it blank propaganda. Are you kidding me? Just because a hot woman was wearing jeans and had boobs, and she didn't weigh 197 pounds, like that, you know what I mean? So that there's the opposite end.
I think that Avowed suffered greatly because people had this preconceived idea of what they think they were trying not to do, and none of that was in the game. The game was just fantastic. I loved it.
I still have to get to that game. You know that? I can't believe that. I might download it now.
It's just one of those backlog, amazing.
Dude, it's just the backlog stuff. You know, like you want to get to everything, and you're just like, I can't get to everything. And then all of a sudden, then I get reminders from everybody in the chat or DMs. Mag, you excited for this tomorrow? I'm like, oh my God, that's tomorrow.
I mean, I asked earlier, do you think that these people are stopping games from being purchased? I think they've been able to get some people to not buy games, but maybe they weren't going to buy them anyway. And I'm pretty sure Ghost of Yotei will sell really, really well and do really, really well. I'm assuming it'll score. If I remember right, I think Tsushima was an 87. I expect an 88 plus for Yotei, and hopefully Outer Worlds 2 is just as good or way better than the first one. So the first one did really well, got nominated for Game of the Year, but the hate's been ridiculous. I want to move on to the next game that gets a lot of hate. Apparently, they were all wrong, Mag. You and I are excited about this game. Your buddy, Randy Pitchford, is excited and sharing that they are one of the top pre-ordered games on Steam right now for Borderlands 4, and they just keep showing more and more of this game, and people are like, oh, just Borderlands. No, it's more slop. Oh, Gearbox sucks. They wanted to charge us $80. What's going on with Borderlands 4, and should people give it a shot?
Oh, Borderlands 4 is going to be my big game for the fall. I mean, Battlefield 6 is right up there. Metal Gear has now fallen off the map because I don't know if we talk about that for 30 seconds. Dude, Borderlands, it's all about Borderlands. I am so excited for that game. It looks better. It's one of those situations where the more they show, the better it gets. Like, you know how like often like when you see like a game or a movie or something, they keep showing more and more and more, and you're like, the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm like, maybe I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this game or whatever. Borderlands 4, the more they show, the more September 13th can't come fast enough. I'm just like, this
2 weeks away.
Is going to be
2 or 3 weeks.
The game is going to be so good. I mean, we're going to be busy till then. We're going to be playing Gears and Helldivers, so we're going to be busy. But I mean, still, it's not the point. The point is that my God, Borderlands.
Oh, he's doing Marvel the 360 said, "I never played Borderlands, and I won't start now." How dare you, sir? You'd like it. It's really fun.
It's ma'am.
It's ma'am. Yeah, it's. Hey, see, Marvel, I was there in 2009. There was the trailer with the "I was walking down the street when the that Cage the Elephant song, "Ain't no rest for the wicked." And I was like, oh, this trailer looks so annoying. This game looks so lame. And then my buddy goes, hey, Colt, check your backyard. And he bought me the game and threw it down into my grass in my backyard. And I was like, oh, dude, you didn't have to do it. And then I was up till 2 a.m. So, yeah, dude, you should try it, Marvel. You'll like it.
I skipped I tried playing Borderlands 1 way back in the day when it first came out. But the thing is, I wasn't into open world RPGs and I didn't know what I was doing. So I'm like, what's happening? I don't understand what I have to do. Who do I have to talk to? What am I doing?
It's kind of a new thing.
Shooting dogs.
It was like Halo meets Destiny.
Around,
yeah.
Right. But I'm like, I'm running around shooting dogs. What is this? Or skags?
For like 4 hours.
I'm shooting dogs for like an hour and a half or 2 hours. I'm like, this is stupid. So I returned it to Blockbuster because I rented it from Blockbuster. I'm like, this game is dumb. And then I saw my friend got 1,000 out of 1,000 achievement points on it. So I message him. I'm like, dude, 1,000 out of 1,000? And he's like, bro, I couldn't put it down. He goes, I could not put it down. I couldn't stop playing it. I'm like, all right, fine. But I never went back to it. Borderlands 2 came out. And when I played Borderlands 2 and Handsome Jack showed up and all the other stuff and the story kicked in, I was like, holy crap, this game is amazing. I got my 1,000 out of 1,000 on Borderlands 2. Then I went back, played Borderlands 1, and I never looked back since. And I always get the perfect, I get all the achievements on Borderlands. I always have, always will. Borderlands 3, 2,000 out of 2,000.
Yeah, Borderlands 3 wasn't that great. You and I,
doesn't matter.
I think you and I agreed.
I loved it anyway.
What was it? Tiny Tina's Wonderland ended up being brilliant.
It was a great game, but I couldn't get the completion on it because it was too difficult. They put this one achievement achievement/trophy that was so unattainably difficult that I was like, I would have to grind for 65 hours to get to the get a character to that level inside like this arena area. I'm like, this is literally the stupidest achievement ever. And so someone's like, yeah, I can help you boost it, but it'll take you hours and hours and hours. I'm like, for what?
Too much.
So that was the only reason I didn't get. I played Tiny Tina on PlayStation. I am 2 trophies away from the platinum, and I won't do it because they made it so impossibly. But anyway,
still good. You don't need to get the platinum. Still good. Tegan in the chat and who was it? Who's the other one? Oh, Biff Rinaldi. We're talking about the cell shading. And Tegan said the cell shading made it look so generic. I'm like, bro, in 2009, that cell shading was pretty separated from the majority of mainstream games. And a cool story behind that, real quick, is that the artists pushed really hard because they had the cell shaded concept. They were building the game that way. And Gearbox said, no, we need to compete with Call of Duty. Make it look cool and make it look realistic. And they said, trust us, like this will set the game apart. And they didn't want to, but they relented to the art department to make the game cell shaded, and it blasted off the shelves. It looked unique. It looks timeless. It played amazing because that cell shading really opted for better optimization across the 360 and PS3. What a great game.
But the next thing, if you go play a Borderlands game on your series consoles or PS5 or PS5 Pro or PC, have you seen the cell shading what it looks like now with all the details they've added into, like, let's say Borderlands 3 DLC, which came out after everything else, right? So that was the latest Borderlands. Well, no, sorry, Tiny Tina's was latest. You look at the cell shaded graphics on the newer games, like I said, Borderlands 3 DLC and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, it is stunning.
Yeah,
and this game looks incredible. The more I see of Borderlands 4, the more I'm like, holy crap, this game is going to be a visual masterpiece. This, like, just to feast on these graphics, man. I am so pumped for that game. I cannot.
Yeah, when the announcement came out, I reinstalled Borderlands 2 on PC, and I had played Borderlands 3 a lot on PC and Xbox, and I was like, oh, Borderlands 2 started to look really, really old, like real quick. So they have done some really great upgrades for 3, and I hope that 4 feels upgraded as well.
Right, it was very barren in like the earlier games, right? You like there was like really nothing there, but then now as they get into like Borderlands 2, a little bit better, Borderlands 3, the pre-sequel, whatever, and all the other games, and you're looking at like they added vegetation, waterfalls, this, that, rivers, buildings, NPCs, and they just kept populating the world more that you're like, holy crap, I'm now in a living, breathing city or whatever, town, village.
There's a cyberpunk like city you go into, and the second level looks phenomenal.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I can't wait. People hate on Borderlands, but I mean, we just want to have a good time.
Dude, Borderlands is monstrous. I don't think people understand.
What did he say?
Like, for example,
Randy Pitchford said he was expecting like the franchise to hit 100 million sales or something like that. Hold on, I'll get you while you're talking.
Easily. Because right now, as of 2023, 2 years ago, the last reported time of they had already sold 18 million copies of Borderlands 3.
They're at 94 million units right now. So yes, Randy Pitchford predicts that the Borderlands franchise will surpass 100 million sales when they launch Borderlands 4.
Easily.
Didn't you tell me that on the show a couple weeks ago? And I was talking about how if Borderlands did okay, and you were like, dude, it sold this many. I was like, what?
As of 2023, so that's 2 years ago. Fall of 2023, Borderlands had sold 18 million copies. So there's still 2 other years of sales and everything else that they never accounted for. The third one is considered to be the weakest one, and it's still sold 18 million. This one, if it really sticks the landing, I could predict about 20 to 25 million copies easily. Because also, don't forget, the player bases are way bigger, even bigger now than they were before. So as each year passes, there's more monthly active users across all the different platforms that are out there to be able to play this game. It's going to be a monster hit.
Yep.
But it's got to stick the landing. It's got to stick the landing. If this hits a 3 out of 10, I think you're going to get the Borderlands faithful who will go out and play it. Right?
I mean, they're fixing some of the major concerns. They said that they've dialed back the try-hard comedy, which really hurt 3 for me as a big fan. I want to talk about Bethesda's no-show at Gamescom because I did a video last week that a lot of people watched for nothing. Before I do that, do you know the Brook Boy Insider? Thanks for the 2. Says, Mag, you plan to go into PAX East next year in Boston? He said, I'm planning on going.
Baston. I almost said Baston. Yeah. You bastard. Yeah. Boston is not very far away from me. It's only about 10-hour drive. So that's, I wouldn't fly. I'd probably just drive.
Jeez.
Maybe 11 hours. No, not even. I don't even think it's that. But yeah, I would go.
When is
it again? When is PAX East?
I don't remember. I am going to PAX West in Seattle in about 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, you're close, right? So
I'm a 2.5 hour drive away. Let me get the date. I think it's like August 31st through the 2nd. Let me get it, because if anybody here is watching the show or watching after the fact, welcome to the XNC Podcast, and thank you for being here. This is a podcast that Mag and I do every Monday live on YouTube for about 2 hours. We start at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're also on demand. If you're watching this now, this would be a good time to answer about PAX West, which is happening very soon. The dates are, 29th through September 1st. So starting here next week, at the end of the week. Yeah, at the end of this week, we're going. I would like to see anybody there and hang out with them and talk. And please.
It's actually closer. It's closer for me because I bypass New York.
Okay.
I bypass New York and I have to go through it. As a result, it only is 8.5 hours away. And that's if I'm driving the speed limit, which I never do. I usually drive about... Oh, I drive way faster than the speed limit.
Always forget,
I try to keep it under... Yeah.
I always think that Massachusetts is below New York. I always think that. Always. I don't know why. I just picture that New York, and like New York's toward the top, and I don't know why. And then I look at the map and go, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. I could easily, like, I'm looking at the map now from Toronto to, like, my exact address all the way to... right to the downtown part of Boston is 8 hours, 38 minutes. If I'm driving, my Canadian friends out there, 100 kilometers an hour, which I don't. I drive way faster than that. So I probably make it down in about 7.
Would you do you take your Tesla on long trips like that and just...
No. Yeah, I got an SUV. I got an SUV for long trips.
Yeah.
No, I don't do that. I don't need to deal with the headaches of, like, trying to find superchargers and all that stuff. I'm not driving all the way down there. Now, I mean, I could go quite a distance with that. I probably would only need one charge. Like at a full charge and then a charge halfway through the trip. And then I would take me
How many miles is it?
Well, let me see. 845 kilometers to miles. No, I'm going to have to find it. Sorry, I can't do the math off the top of my head. Kilometers to miles is... The frig, man.
I know here that most cars can go about 300 something on one charge, but
yeah.
Then you have to stop and wait.
525 miles.
That's doable.
It's doable because the battery charge on that, on my specific model, is a farther battery, so I would easily get there on one charge. I mean, I would charge it at my house and then but I don't want the headaches. You know what I mean? I don't want to think about it. I don't want to be whatever. There's gas stations all over the place. I take the SUV.
Yeah, if you take an electric, you can't huff gas when you stop to get it like a Snickers bar. So
Well, exactly. There's no point. Like, what am I going to do? I'm in some random ass like Walmart parking lot in the back and like charging the car while I'm standing there like a doofus getting like, you know, things thrown at me from guys in pickup trucks.
Hey, you get over here with those shorty shorts. Get on over here.
Yeah,
that's what happened. Andy Hart with the $2
car. You fill in the blanks that I can't call you. You pile of wood.
Hey,
you English sausages. Yeah. Yeah, those are the words they call me when I'm standing
They do.
there. Like, yeah, thanks, guys. Oh, when Andy I got the big 7-person SUV, I don't hear nobody saying anything.
Yeah, you don't know if it's full of other Italian mafia members like you. Andy Hart with the $2 super chat says, do you expect Gears Reloaded to do well on PS5? I don't. I do not expect it to do super well.
What was
he
that?
Asked,
what was the question?
Do you expect Gears Reloaded to do well on PS5? I mean, it's such an old game. I just kind of feel like everybody's had a chance to play it.
Though. Maybe. For anybody who did, but that's the thing though. Like Gears of War is so monstrous. I mean, it has such a long, colorful history that I think everybody at this point has played the game in some capacity. However, it's priced well.
Yeah, it is. It's like it's 50 or 40 or something like that.
But I'd be very, very curious to see how this all plays out. I think that Helldivers. Jeez, I can't make a prediction, but I mean, I know a lot of people are leaning towards Gears over Helldivers. I think that Gears will do better than Helldiver.
Yeah.
On like
you think so on Xbox?
I think so. I think more people on the Xbox will be playing Gears than they will be Helldivers. And I don't even think it's just because of the Game Pass thing, because it's on Game Pass or whatever. Pretty old in the Ultimate Edition, you already get it, which I just downloaded, by the way. It's ready to rock. But I think it's also because there's still a price tag to Helldivers, and I think a lot of people they're leaning towards it. So
okay.
Oh, there it is. Gears of War Reloaded, preloaded, preloaded. Let me see what it says when I go to press play.
Just say you're too early. Or I don't know what it says.
You are too early.
Yep.
We know you would really like to get started, but you will have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, you'll have to wait till 11 a.m. your time tomorrow.
It doesn't even have a countdown. Does it have a countdown?
No, they don't do that. No, they don't do that. I think PlayStation has a countdown.
No, PlayStation does a countdown for all their games.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Gears of War on there, it said 2 days, 18 hours, 16 minutes, whatever. And like it actually had a countdown to that. I thought that was kind of
fun. Xbox, do that. Yeah, like I'm so frustrated. I'm playing Starfield on PC and I tried to do party chat with people, and the party chat system on PC, on Xbox PC app, is completely unreliable. Hey, Xbox, fix that. Andy Hart with the £5 super. Thank you so much. Says all that's missing from Helldivers 2 is a single player campaign. Can you see Arrowhead doing one? No, I don't see it. I don't. What they're doing now is so successful, but I would love a campaign.
You know, the thing is, that's why I actually stopped playing Helldivers, because I got bored. Because it was just doing the same thing over and over.
Dropping
and
in, shooting
over.
people, extract, dropping in. Yeah.
Throw the grenade in the hole. Close up the hole so more bugs don't get out. And then you just stand there and you do the thing. You plant your flag, you stand in the lone landing zone.
Did they steal that from Gears or what? They need to do a Gears crossover.
Yeah, well... So that's basically what it was. It was just like it got very repetitive very quickly, and I did enjoy it for a short period of time, but after that, I just dropped it. Like, I mean, I didn't play it again, but I re-downloaded it because I'm like, the community's going to be reinvigorated. There's a lot of Xbox guys on there. There's a lot of people that are going to be playing it, so I'm going to be playing it with them, and I'm like, yeah, I'm back in. I'm back in, so I will play it for a bit and see what happens. But either way,
yeah, my problem is I bought it on Steam. And I don't have a friend group on PlayStation, so I bought it on Steam. And I just didn't have a friend group on Helldivers on Steam either. I played it with Gaz a couple rounds, played it with Fonz and his brothers, and I'm like, I'm done. But if there's a... You know what? PSA time. I might have said this last week. Yeah, I did say this Where is everyone on Xbox Live? My friends list is... The only people that are showing up online regularly are Miles Dampierre, Lord Addict, Game Seeker, And occasionally Dante, who I've been playing games with, Grounded and Starfield. Like, there used to be a long and I yelled at Red Wolf. I said, stop hiding offline. Stop it. This is my call to action. If you like this show, if you like the content, or you like hanging out with good friends, or if you've been on a party chat with me and you had one laugh, please stop hiding offline. Get on Xbox. Let's hang out. If I see you on, I'm going to send an invite. Let's hang out and talk games. Let's talk about what's going on in the gaming world. Let's laugh. Let's talk about our lives. Let's have some good friends. Tim Richards says, my friends are never online now also. It's become like this new thing. Like maybe part of it was like the, COVID thing. Everyone was like, oh, let's all get back. We're stuck in our houses. But then once you went outside, I mean, I know you're not outside. You're playing games. You're racking up scores. Purple Haze says, Cole, I tried, but you never respond to me. I will hit you up, bro, when I see you. Sometimes people send me a party invite and say, let's play Minecraft or Fortnite or GTA Online, and I'm playing something else. But yeah, we need to talk. Emperor House says, I'm going to hold you to that, Cole. I will try and remember when you send me an invite, because I need to get a new group of friends that actually don't want to hide in a wicker basket under their table with their Xbox controller. You sorry sons of biscuits.
You want to hear something funny? I'm actually got 170, like right now I'm on Xbox looking at it. I have 174 people online right now, right? Playing games. And while you were talking, I'm scrolling down, I'm looking, and you know that only 3 people so far, I've already crossed 100 people as I'm scrolling down the names. Only 3 people are playing single player games.
Yep.
So far, 97% essentially are all playing service games. It's all Call of Duty. Well, sorry, Gems of War, Ready or Not,
Call of Duty,
Destiny, Call of Duty, Atomfall. There's a RoboCop and a Kingdom Come Deliverance too. There you go. And the rest are all service games. All free-to-play games. The Division, Grounded, whatever else, all this kind of stuff. The First Descendant. And I'm looking at it, Smite 2, Destiny 2, Call of Duty, Apex Legends, Destiny 2. And I'm like, holy crap, nobody's playing any single-player games on this. That's wild to me.
Yeah, I'm sending Dante Moody, who was on this show a couple weeks ago. He's playing Starfield right now. And I said,
Sea of Thieves 2025 edition. Yeah.
My son's online.
NBA.
Mag's at home. Hold on, let me message this guy.
I'm online right now, and I've got another 769 people offline that are have disappeared offline. Like I don't see them at all. And then there's another whole bunch of other, whatever. Anyway, the point is, it's wild to me. I'm looking at it. Oh, sorry. There's a RoboCop Rogue City. So that's 4 people out of 174 people are actually playing. Message from Colteastwood. What does this scumbag want? You said that? I'm reporting you.
Tell him what I said.
You called me a fruitcake. There we go. So anyways,
you're a Fruit Loop. That's what you are. You're a Fruit Loop. Fatal Agent Loop, yeah. and something the Don added me as friends just now, and Emperor Hound just did as well.
Oh, nice. Purple Haze. I'm in the middle of a show. You can add me.
Yep. I'm right here. I am Game Seeker right now. How dare you?
Here, look. I am the mag. Just put it in the chat.
Sabina Finest, thank you for adding me. Appreciate it. Yeah, actually, it looks like a lot of people are on. Hargeet Chani's on right now on YouTube. He's probably watching the show. I'm gonna message Hargeet Chani.
Yeah, say something to him. Noof Nukem is in the chat. What's up, Noof? How you doing, buddy? He goes, we know who's playing Smite 2. Yeah, of course, it's Titan Drago.
Titan Drago's always playing. Cyber Gunter, thank you for adding me. You guys are amazing.
Yes,
what's
Marvel.
Destin
Anybody
Gary's on the Xbox app. I'm just gonna say hi to him.
Destin? Yeah, Destin's on there somewhere. I just saw him. I said
it's
kind of funny, even when people are like, dude, do you actually talk to some of those guys? I'm like, yeah, of course I do. And I'm like, yeah, it's not that. I mean, a lot of people are just normal people.
Cyber Gunter goes, add me, fruitcake. I'm gonna shut this off. We can't do the show anymore. We'll just be screwing around on here. But yeah, seriously, guys, we need to be hanging out. Let me wrap this up by saying that I reported that there's a possibility there was 2 open slots for Gamescom for Bethesda. Maybe they would talk about Starfield. Maybe they talk about something with Fallout, with the TV show, some tie-in content. Nothing for Fallout 3 remake, remaster. Nothing significant for Fallout 76. And Starfield, nothing significant other than Nate the Hate saying that he's heard it's bona fidely true that Starfield is coming to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch in early 2026. So I think Mag nailed it last week perfectly that it's probably going to be something in the Developer Direct, a big showcase for Starfield. We've got Meat Puppet, thank you so much for the 5, says, I'm online on the weekends. I sent you a mega friend request on Xbox. Pretty sure you ignored it, though. Meat Puppet, I'm sorry. I don't add a lot of friends, but I have a lot of followers. But yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Some people in the chat were asking me how to find not only me because I put my name in there. I'm like, yeah, guys, that's my I am the Mag in all capitals. That's my gamer tag for Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch too. It's all the same across the board. I amalgamated everything. And then some people were asking me about how to get my channel. If you look in the chat now, obviously you see I'm a moderator. I put a link to my channel there if you want to see it.
Wait, does this say I'm offline?
Someone said that. Someone says you're out. It says it's showing up.
Because I even looked at the app and it said, Biff Rinaldi messaged me and it said appear offline and I clicked it. Wait, where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Oh, Cyber Gunter's got to do that too, eh?
It says appear online.
Yeah,
I'm online. Yeah, I'm online. Unless it's glitching through the Xbox PC app, which doesn't have a... I'm getting so many messages. We just opened the floodgates, but... True77 goes, I guess I follow Colt, but we're not friends. True and I we used to be on Party Chat a lot, which we need to do again. So True, we need to get on and talk. So Hargy goes, yo, because I messaged him and said yo back while he's watching the show on his console. So yeah, nothing from Starfield and Mag, like you said, probably be at Developer Direct, but yeah, sorry about that. I was really hoping that they were going to do something cool. You go all the way to Germany and you just talk a little bit about UI and Fallout 76, and that was it. Like, I know they were there for Indiana Jones DLC, but come on, we need to see some more stuff. So that's the show. It's been a really long one, and Mag, you've been like, your connection's been perfect ever since you reset the router. So tell people what they can expect on your channel and
yes,
and all that stuff.
Yes. Now, last week I had Magcast on Wednesday. I'm going to be doing the same again this week. It'll be on Wednesday around between 8:30 and 9 is when I like to go on, Eastern Standard. Had a great turnout last week. Had almost 1,000 people come through, which I was shocked to see. But a lot of people came in. I will be doing that again this week because normally I would do it Tuesday nights, but this Tuesday, again, tomorrow, I will be out of town for the day. So, yes, I will be back in town and do it there. After this week, so basically after the Labor Day weekend, I will be steadily on Tuesday nights for Magcast. So I'll be doing that. It's very popular. A lot of people are really enjoying the one-man show I'm doing. Occasionally, like last week, I had Ion Storm come in. He's never done a podcast before. And he's like, do you think I can? I'm like, dude, just get on here. Talk to me for half an hour. And he came on the show with me for half an hour, and he was totally thrilled about it. He's like, thank you for the opportunity. And I'm like, yeah, of course, man. Absolutely. Anyways, I'll be doing that again. This Magcast will be on Wednesday. I haven't dropped any actual personal video since last Monday, but I'm working on my next Munching with Mag that's coming out first week of September. Then I'm going to be I'll be streaming again this week, of course, starting Thursday actually. Maybe I'll be streaming Wednesday morning, getting together with the community. Helldivers and Gears of War and all that kind of stuff. We'll be doing all that, and then Magcast will be at night. All right, so that's what I got going on.
I need to jump in on that stream with you for Helldivers or Gears.
Or Gears. Let's do it up. Now, and then Thursday, Friday, probably streaming as well. I may drop a video here and there if information, but ever since Gamescom, the information's been kind of dry because it's already out there, right? It's already out in the wild.
Yeah, but it just kind of wasn't like, I didn't feel super video worthy for Gamescom stuff. I same like you and I did with the Forza Horizon 6 leak, right? I just kind of like hung back on it. Hey, Grandpa's Barbecue Gang says, has Randy responded to you yet, Mag? Randy Pitchford.
He has not. No, he has not. I emailed him, and he hasn't responded yet. But I would imagine with the crunch going on with the crunch time with going on with the launch of Borderlands 4, he's probably incredibly busy overseeing all of that. But if he doesn't, then I'm going to reach out to him publicly and get people a signal boost, help me out so he won't be able to ignore it. I just have to ask him a question. That's it. So, I asked him the question already in the email, but he hasn't responded. But yeah, that's what's going on. Like the last video I did was one. And well, we all know how that went for a lot of people. Holy, I was like, my name was mentioned on almost every single podcast from Monday all the way to the following Sunday.
And you survived. You better get used to it.
But you know what? Yeah, no, I understand. I understand what it is. But you know, the problem is the people who talked a lot of bad things, they don't understand. So because they're not, you know. So anyway,
well, like we talked about earlier in the show, some of them are like really ingrained in the console war, and the trenches are nearly empty by now. But
yeah, but they didn't understand the context and stuff. I even put, like I said, a, you know, I even said, like, before the video even started, I was like, guys, just so you know, this is just negotiation. Doesn't mean it's happening. You know what I mean? I said it's just they're just in the talking phases right now.
Yeah, Preston says any Sony games coming at Xbox or not? Yes, some will. They're just going to be they're going to be really picky about it, but they're going to make some changes. I truly believe that PlayStation can put games here or there on Xbox and still continue to sell consoles, and they're going to have their cake and eat it too. And I think there's going to be more benefits than the console war. People have already decided where they're going to buy most of their games. Meg, you nailed it today when you said they bring you in and they're hoping you're there to buy Call of Duty, Ubisoft games, you know, Borderlands, you name it. Like, that is, if they can get their exclusive to sell really well, plus get you to buy the other 90% of games that come out that year, then that is a win. That is how
that's all they need you to do. That's how it works. If they sell one exclusive a year to that one person, then their job is done because now you're in the store.
But Xbox is different approach. Xbox is different approach that they can offer you the prospect of having all of your games in one place. Like, if you own games on PC across different storefronts and you own Xbox console games, you're going to be, that's a really big draw to be able to play all these games across different platforms on one place. And the PlayStation guys aren't going to move. Like, the ones that are PlayStation only, they're not going to move. Do you know the Broke Boy Insider? Thank you so much for the 5. Says, Colt accepting all these friend requests. Still waiting on him to accept my request from 2 weeks ago. His gamer tag is one right nut. I will go through the listing and I will vet through it. Yeah. I do remember. I said that last week. So, and I got meat puppets. I sent you the
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I just got 18 more friend requests on Xbox.
I had to switch off of looking at my Xbox because you guys are amazing and sending me messages. And this has been a great show. Keep an eye out for the channel. Wednesday morning, I'll have the breakdown of Outer Worlds 2 for the preview, kind of give you an idea. And then I don't know what else is going on, but I want to hang out with Dante later tonight and play some Starfield and just talk, like the whole thing we're doing, and hang out with my clones. Yeah. So I appreciate you. Meg, great show tonight. Thank you for putting up with it. And the wigs. That will be legendary.
That was fun. That was fun.
Astro Cyborg will have a clip up by tomorrow. And
of course.
Thanks, everybody. Hit the like button on the way out. Follow Mag and subscribe to his channel and everything else you need to know. Thank you, Mods, Happy Bomb, Yodani, and KY Bob for being here. Appreciate you. And we'll see you on Xbox Live and PlayStation and wherever. Have a good night, everybody. Mag, say something.
Awesome. Good night, hon. Good night, everybody. See you guys later this week.
I thought you said good night, hon. I'm like, oh.
No.
Well, when we're off the air. All right, good night, guys.